by launching new market linkages across the world and inking new technology and investment partnerships. As a State's Industry and Commerce Minister, I am fully conscious of the expectations of the business and industry and the responsibility placed on my shoulders. We are fully aware that industrialization holds the key for fostering social inclusive growth, economic growth, creating employment, and ushering in prosperity for the state. This summit is an opportunity for us to continue our traditions of regular and constant interaction with our investors. Through this summit, we wish to apprise you all of the work we have undertaken to make Punjab an investment destination, and also understand your thoughts on how the state can harness the unlimited opportunities present across sectors. Our purpose is to welcome you all to Punjab and to link you with industries within the state for mutual growth. With your active participation, continued support, and contribution, I am certain that the strong entrepreneurial spirit of Punjab can be harnessed for economic success of the state and its people. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Sardar Gurki. And now context setting by someone who was the CEO of Invest Punjab and created it from scratch. He knows industry and investment promotion like the back of his hand and has been a true and loyal friend of industry since long. Please welcome Shri Anirudh Tiwari, Chief Secretary, Punjab.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Government of Punjab, I welcome the Chief Minister of Punjab, Honorable Ministers, Ambassadors, senior officials from Government of India, and industry stalwarts who have raised us here for this 4th edition of Progressive Punjab Investors Summit. This summit builds on the momentum of the Progressive Punjab campaign, which celebrates the spirit of Punjabi enterprise, openness, hard work, and welcoming warmth for one and all. The theme of this year's summit is Progressive Punjab, a story of partnership, delivery and growth, investors reassured. I think this was time when the state renewed its commitment to the industry and promised a partnership which is based on mutual growth for all of us. Through this summit, we celebrate a partnership industry that has delivered significant growth for Punjab. Punjab has indeed come a long way from being an agriculture-based economy to an industrial powerhouse, and industry has been a key partner in this entire journey. Today, Punjab, because of you all, enjoys a leadership position in several sectors. We are known as the agriculture machinery hub of the country, and apart from other agriculture machinery, we are the leaders in tractor production. Punjab is one of the largest tractor manufacturing states in India, and we hold 29% share in tractor production in the entire country. The state also ranks second in terms of tractor exports from India, which is about 22%. We have our brands, which the Honorable Minister also mentioned, our homegrown brands of Sonalika, Preet, Swaraj, and in agriculture machinery, we do have global giants, John Deere and Claas as well. In bicycles, more than 75% of bicycles in India and 92% bicycle parts are produced in Punjab. And the state ranks #1 in export of bicycles in India. Ludhiana, as we all know, is the bicycle hub of India with the single largest bicycle manufacturing unit of Hero Cycles. In agri and food processing, which is our natural strength, the state is a leader in production of several agricultural commodities and home to many majors such as ITC, HUL, Nestle, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and Cargill. In textiles, we are the hosiery capital of India, accounting for 65% of India's production of hosiery. We have some major homegrown brands, Trident, Duke, Nahar, Shingora, which are exporting to major global stores like Target, Walmart, Marks and Spencer's, Reebok, and Nike. The good thing is that they are not only exporting for them as their brands, but are also exporting their own products under their own private labels. In light engineering, Punjab accounts for a share of 25% of secondary steel market in the country. We are also leaders in machine and hand tools, precision tools, and the state accounts for 85% of India's sewing machine production. We are also the sports hub of India. Jalandhar is one of the largest hubs for sports goods manufacturing, and you'll all be happy to know that products from Punjab are used in major global events such as hockey at 2020 Olympics, World Cup Rugby 2019, and Soccer World Cup 2014 as well. But the strength of the state is through its 3 lakh MSMEs who are very competitive and are deeply embedded into the global value chain. Many global MNCs have made Punjab their home. Punjab exports its produce to over about 100 plus countries across diverse sectors. This leadership in diverse sectors is what makes our growth story truly transformational. The industry is at the core of this growth. The government, of course, has always played the role of a facilitator and made significant efforts to provide a conducive and helpful business environment in the state. We have always built in collaborative partnership, and we believe that this inclusive growth and balanced regional development of the state is most critical for the state's economy to prosper. The good part is that we have always involved the industry and carried out stakeholder discussions before any decisions are taken. The Industrial and Business Development Policy 2017 was laid out in consultation with all stakeholders, and this policy, as you all know, has a slew of incentives to attract investments in the state and is one of the best and the most attractive incentive-based policy in the entire country. Our notable incentives include 100% net GST reimbursement, both on inter and intrastate sales, liberal employment subsidies, up to rupees 48,000 irrespective of domiciles, among many others. As I mentioned, we believe in collaborative decision making, and industry has always been providing us with feedback, and we have had a continuous dialogue with major industry associations such as the CII, PhD Chamber, and they are all part of the state level committees and district level committees that grant approvals and sanctions for fiscal incentives as well. This is our mechanism to ensure that we receive a continuous feedback from the industry so that we can continuously improve upon our working. The government continuously engages with the industry to identify and resolve challenges and issues that hinder industrial growth in the state. And as part of the reform process that we have introduced to make Punjab the best state in terms of ease of doing business. The flagship Punjab Innovation Mission, which is a 150 crores initiative, is private-led, government-backed initiative to promote startups in Punjab. Mr. Pramod Bhasin actually leads this mission. The Industrial and Business Development Policy was complemented with a slew of unprecedented initiatives to ease the regulatory burden in the state. Many forward-looking provisions, having statutory backing and being the first of their kind in the country, have been adopted. We believe that reforms are an anchor, and innovation in governance by the state is really the key for all the initiatives that we have been taking till now. Till now, over 2,000 plus reforms have been undertaken by the state in the last few years, and some of these include the central inspection system, which allows only computerized risk-based selection of establishments and random selection of inspectors. It is mandatory for these inspectors to upload their inspection report online within 48 hours. This brings in a huge transparency into the entire regulatory regime. Through the Punjab Bureau of Investment Promotion Amendment Act 2021, automatic deemed approvals have been allowed and now all approvals are deemed to be approved. Approvals are deemed to be approved post expiry of stipulated service delivery time. As on date, 533 approvals have been granted under this route. To the Punjab Goods Carriages Regulation and Prevention of Cartelization Rules 2017, the state has abolished the truck unions to ensure free and fair movement of goods in the state. Through the Right to Business Act 2019, MSMEs can immediately start their business by provisions of self-certification. E-auction for online and transparent land allotment has been introduced, and we have laid great emphasis on governance and brought in several provisions to ensure that the role of government is limited only to facilitation. The Punjab Anti-Red Tape Act, a first of its kind reform in India, aims to reduce compliance burden for businesses and citizens by a minimum of 50%. All the services shall be made online. Around 1,608 compliances have till date been simplified, reduced, or eliminated. Punjab has also become the first state to freeze a defined list of NOCs required by industry for setting up an enterprise, and no department, I repeat, no department can actually ask for any other NOC without the approval from the Council of Ministers. This was a long pending demand of the industry to set up a state groundwater authority, and we have already set it up to facilitate easy approvals for industry users, and in the long run, we believe that this would assist in long-term planning and ensuring sustainable management of groundwater in the state. The Invest Punjab Business First portal provides all regulatory approvals without any physical touch points with any department officials. More than 120 services and 36 fiscal incentives of 16 state departments and two central agencies are being delivered in an online manner on anytime, anywhere basis without any physical touch point. Invest Punjab is also the nodal investment promotion agency of the state that serves as a single point of contact for any investor. I can see here a lot of you who have actually had their experiences, their wonderful experience with Invest Punjab, and I am sure that you'll be able to vouch for the efficiency and effectiveness of this agency. Officers from 23 departments are available under one roof, and the CEO is vested with the power to grant state-level clearances in the state. Invest Punjab has actually been ranked as the top performer investment promotion agency in the country by the Government of India. We are also now setting up the District Bureau of Industry and Investment Promotion at all districts for investor facilitation at district levels. In phase 1, these bureaus would be set up in 6 districts in Amritsar, Jalandhar, Ludhiana, Mohali, Patiala, and Bathinda. We are also developing state-of-the-art mega industrial parks to cater to needs of industry with large land requirements. These mega parks, each over 1,000 acres, are being set up in Ludhiana, Patiala, and Bathinda, and will provide ready plug-and-play facilities for the industry. The total land bank in the state is now over 6,000 acres. We have developed a very efficient logistics network and are ranked second in India on the Ease of Logistics Index by Government of India. We are one of the few states that are connected with both the eastern and western dedicated freight corridors. The state offers an excellent quality of life to the investors, and we have been ranked first in school education in the Government of India's Performance Grading Index 2019-20. Almost all institutes of national importance as IIT, IM, and our host institution today, ISB, AIMS, are all present in the state. IIT Ropar is the second highest ranked Indian university in the Times Higher Education World University Rankings 2020. Private universities that are playing a fantastic role in delivering world-class education in India, in Punjab, are also being welcomed. Today, we are also ranked 5th in the Niti Aayog's Health Index. We are a state which has the lowest share of cognizable crime amongst major industrialized states in India. We are also ranked 1st in safety and legal environment by Niti Aayog and 4th in India's Justice Report by the Tata Trusts. Incidentally, I must also highlight here that the state has not seen a major labor strike anywhere, in any industry in the last 3 decades. We are one of the most peaceful industrial labor states. I would like to now reassure the investors that our Chief Minister, Shri Channai, has a great vision for the industrial growth in Punjab. With the entrepreneurial spirit of industry and supportive policies of the government.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's an audio-visual interlude. This state presentation covers so many splendid dimensions of the industrial ecosystem of Punjab, and also acquaints us with the systematic, technological, and institutional reforms taken by the state government recently. So now, let's view the state presentation.
Punjab, the land of 5 rivers, where nature and faith meet. A land blessed by the Gurus. A state with its composite culture and unique Punjabiyat. A state known for its forts and palaces, for its verdant water bodies and its place of worship. And above all, the Golden Temple. A place where tradition and modernity seamlessly fuse into each other. The state's brave and industrious people guarding India's frontiers, as well as giving India the green revolution and contributing in creating a vibrant industrial and business environment in the country. Truly, India begins here. Punjab has scripted an incredulous industrial growth story in the last 4.5 years. The state has secured on-the-ground investment of more than 99,000 crore rupees in over 3,300 project proposals during the last 4.5 years. This has resulted in creating potential employment opportunities for 3 lakh plus youth. Punjab's investment story witnessed a major boost in 2017. Since then, the Punjab government has undertaken many new initiatives to create a robust industrial ecosystem in the state. The current government has worked extensively to improve the business climate in Punjab by bringing in institutional, systematic and technological reforms. These include reforms such as attractive incentives extended under Punjab Industrial and Business Development Policy 2017. Development of new industrial infrastructure and extension of Invest Punjab model at district level for MSME units. In addition, reforms range from introduction of an end-to-end online Invest Punjab Business First portal that provides 120 plus time-bound regulatory clearances and services from 16 departments to the recent implementation of deemed approvals, wherein automatic approvals will be generated and granted online through Business First portal in case of lapse of stipulated time period by the authority. Additionally, the state provides for trailblazing ease of doing business reforms such as auto-renewal of consents based on self-certifications, decriminalization by establishment of a powerful oversight committee, grant of in-principle approvals to new MSMEs based solely on self-certifications under the Punjab Right to Business Act 2020 and others. Recently, in a landmark move to reduce compliance burden on businesses and citizens, Punjab government has also notified the Punjab Anti-Red Tape Act 2021, under which all departments have to reduce compliance burden by at least 50%, and all G2B and G2C services will be online. The state has reduced over 1,600 compliances already. This has resulted in investments in coveted projects such as Varun Beverages, Amity University, International Tractors, Coca-Cola through Ludhiana Beverages, Hero E-Cycles, Swaraj Mahindra, Hindustan Unilever, PepsiCo, Verbio from Germany, Air Liquid, and the recent ones Aditya Birla Group and JK Papers. The feather in the cap is that many of these projects have come from foreign investors and MNCs from countries including USA, UAE, Spain, Germany, France, Japan, Singapore, UK, Italy, South Korea, New Zealand, Netherlands, and Denmark.
Our experience in executing this project has been extremely positive. We have received tremendous support from the Punjab Bureau of Investment. All approvals have happened in a time-bound fashion. In fact, it is commendable that the approach of the Bureau has been one of finding a solution to any problem that comes in the way. And it is this collaboration that has enabled this project to be executed in a short span of time
Punjab's industrial success is built on the foundation of exemplary model of Invest Punjab, which has been facilitating investments in the state by providing one-stop office solution with complete hand-holding to each investor during the entire life cycle of their business. Invest Punjab is one of its kind one-stop office in India which works as a unified regulator. The CEO of Invest Punjab is vested with power to grant state-level regulatory clearances. 23 nodal officers are working under one roof. This nodal agency set up to facilitate investors and industry in the state got the top ranking. Invest Punjab has been ranked as the top performer among 20 state investment promotion agencies with an overall score of 100%. Punjab is fast emerging as the preferred investment destination owing to connectivity advantage. The state has 2 international airports and 4 domestic airports. The state ranks second in ease of logistics in India. Development of new industrial infrastructure, availability of attractive incentives and skilled force along with a track record of peaceful labor relations act as an icing on the cake.
I assure all investors that we will continue to have a stable policy regime and hassle-free environment in the state. I invite all investors to come to Punjab.
Invest Punjab and Government of Punjab are geared towards continuing initiatives that will help the state position itself as the preferred investment destination in India. The state truly considers industry as equal partners in growth. Let's explore the state and its potential. All are welcome.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we're extremely thankful and privileged to now be joined by some of our investors and distinguished guests, each of them highly accomplished and renowned. So let's welcome them one by one as they link up with us for the virtual plenary. We're now joined by Shri Harshpati Singhania, Vice Chairman and Managing Director, JK Paper Limited. A very warm welcome to you, sir. The JK Group has planned to set up in Punjab. They have already bought land in High-Tech Valley, Ludhiana, where they will be setting up a plant for manufacturing paper-based packing material. Mr. Singhania is currently a member of the Executive Board of the International Chamber of Commerce, ICC, Paris, which is the apex body for all chambers of commerce globally. Mr. Singhania, a very warm welcome. It's now over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Shri Charanjit Singh Channi, Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Shri Manpreet Singh Badal, Finance Minister, Shri Gurkirat Singh Kotli, Industry and Commerce Minister, Shri Anirudh Tiwari, Shri Tejveer Singh, Senior Government Functionaries, distinguished colleagues and friends from business and industry, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to everybody, and it's a pleasure to be with everybody today. I am deeply honored and delighted to be with you on the important occasion of the 4th edition of the Progressive Punjab Investors Summit. The initiatives taken by the state for making the state investor-friendly and other development efforts, which we just heard through the various presentations, are indeed very impressive. The diversity and uniqueness of Punjab is evident in the traditions, value, and history. While it's known as the land of saints and gurus, it is also identified as the land of warriors and freedom fighters who contributed immensely to the country's freedom movement. The people of Punjab are known for their strong determination, their compassion, and their high-spiritedness is hard to miss. A guest in Punjab is considered as a representative of God and is well looked after. Despite forming a small percentage of India's population and accounting for only 1.5% of the total land area, it produces a significant amount of the country's food reserves and is rightly known as the granary of India. Punjab has been considered to be the seat of the Green Revolution in the country and has singularly contributed to making India self-sufficient in food by ringing in a quantum jump in food production and productivity. Despite being agrarian, small and medium industries occupy a large place besides some large enterprises. A prominent feature of the state's industrial landscape is its numerous industrial units spread across engineering, auto parts, machine tools, textiles, sports goods, etc. But in a bid for further development and to usher in widespread prosperity across the state, the government currently has been keen to generate a higher and sustained contribution from the industrial sector in partnership with business. In this context, the new industrial and business development policy has been a major impetus, which has identified 8 core strategic pillars for the growth and promotion of industries, of which ease of doing business and stakeholder engagement feature prominently. The establishment of Business First Portal has been a pioneering initiative with a focus on time-bound approvals, mostly through digital mode, thereby easing compliance burden on investors. Invest Punjab, with its corporate way of working, is one of the most customer-centric, proactive, and efficient investment promotion agencies our group has ever come across. I must compliment you, Chief Minister, and the Government of Punjab for the efforts it has taken towards creating this world-class infrastructure and improving air and road connectivity, as well as driving in transparency in the government. With the availability of plug-and-play infrastructure in the form of more than 45 industrial parks and attractive fiscal incentives, it has now emerged as a preferred destination for all of us. The title of the summit, Progressive Punjab, a story of partnership, delivery, and growth, investors reassured, is apt as it marks the entry of our JK organization's maiden entry in manufacturing in the state of Punjab. The state's industrial ecosystem, its proximity to the northern markets, forward-looking industrial policies, and conducive business environment are highly assuring and were instrumental in driving our investment decision. Our 125-year-old JK organization has been built on the philosophy of Make in India, Chief Minister, by using Indian labor, capital, and management. It is a story of Indian manufacturing built with contemporary technology and has strong quality assurance, giving best value to the consumer. This is reflected in our JK logo that symbolizes the values of dignity of labor, technology, and trust. We are an over $4 billion diversified business group with businesses spread across paper, tires, cement, auto components, engineering, and agri-businesses like seeds and dairy. We have pioneered manufacturing of several products for the first time in the country over decades, leading to self-reliance. We were the first in India to produce aluminium virgin metal from Indian bauxite in the 1940s. The first map litho paper was introduced by us in the 1960s, and later we became the first to brand and mass market photocopying paper. We pioneered the production of steel-belted radial tires in India in the 1970s. More recently, we've been the first to design, develop, and manufacture and supply complete transmission system to electric two-wheelers. Our operations are pan-India with an export footprint of more than 100 countries. The vision of our group has been built upon the motto of giving back to society. We run several schools and education institutions across the country, have established the JK Lakshmipathy University in Jaipur, Rajasthan, besides adopting 7 ITIs under the public-private partnership model. In the medical area, we run a multi-specialty hospital, PSRI, in New Delhi, besides running regular comprehensive health camps in rural areas. A major focus of our CSR is to provide livelihood opportunities, particularly to women, in an effort to empower them. Our manufacturing plants are located in the backward areas of India, generating employment opportunities and income to more than 40,000 people directly and an estimated 25 lakh indirectly. Honorable Chief Minister, it's a privilege and honor for JK Paper, which is part of the JK organization, to be setting up a state-of-the-art corrugated packaging unit at High Tech Valley, Ludhiana. This will be the biggest and technologically most advanced corrugated packaging unit in the state. This also marks our entry into the corrugated packaging sector a new area for our business. The planned facility in Punjab will use recycled paper as raw material to make corrugated packaging boxes, which can be subsequently reused, thereby driving usage of eco-friendly packaging. This will also give impetus to waste paper collection and processing system in the state and drive employment generation. The facility, with its advanced machinery and skilled staff, will spur packaging innovation in making boxes lighter and replacing less environment-friendly packaging. All this will support the state's push towards sustainability and a circular economy. I express my gratitude to the state government for the seamless facilitation and partnership thus far in our project. And we look forward to commencing commercial production in the next 12 months. Sir, our experience so far has been very positive and very easy, with all our problems being resolved expeditiously. And I assure you, Chief Minister, that our organization will be a reliable partner with the people and the government of Punjab. My best wishes to everybody on an engaging and successful Progressive Punjab Investor Summit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Singh, for being with us today. Shri Dilip Shankvi is a doyen of the pharmaceutical industry, and he has been awarded the Padma Shri by the Government of India. Sun Pharma already have a plant in Punjab in district Mohali. We look forward to him sharing his experience of investing in Punjab. It gives us great pleasure in welcoming Shri Dilip Shankvi, founder and MD, Sun Pharmaceuticals Industries Limited.
Respected Chief Minister and respected Finance Minister, officers of the Punjab government and Invest India. It's a great privilege for me to be here sharing our experience of working in Punjab and benefiting from excellent work environment which is there. Sun Pharma, for your information, sir, we are the largest pharmaceutical company in India and fourth largest generic company worldwide. We've been invested in Punjab now for significant period of time, and our overall investment has been in excess of 1,200 crore rupees. But we got these facilities as a result of merger of Ranbaxy with Sun Pharma. And after we took over the Ranbaxy facilities, we've invested almost 40% extra, and that has led to significant additional turnover. And our turnover out of Punjab has gone up almost by 50% in last 3 years. We have two facilities, one in Tonsa and the other is in Mohali. We've more than 2,500 workers working with us in both these facilities. And I want to share with you and also with the other future investors our positive experience of working from Punjab. Punjab is, as a state capital, is very well connected by air to all the international as well as national capitals. We have excellent road infrastructure, and state is a surplus in electricity, and our experience of working in Punjab has been that all our applications as well as approvals come through without any kind of intervention. State has multiple attractive and interesting investment schemes, and I am sure that not only the work environment, availability of the qualified manpower, excellent infrastructure and educational facilities for children, as well as the positive attitude of the government and facilitation by the officers, we should be able to attract large number of new investments which are coming to India. We will continue to invest and expand our facilities in Punjab, and we'll look forward to working with the government in strengthening our relationship. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It's now time to welcome our next guest, Shri Atul Chauhan, Chancellor, Amity University. Amity have established a new university in Punjab in IT City, Mohali. Admissions are currently underway and the sessions shall commence shortly. Shri Atul Chauhan.
Thank you so much, Shri Charanjit Singh Channi ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Shri Manpreet Singh Badal ji, Honorable Finance Minister of Punjab, Shri Gurpreet Singh Kotli ji, Honorable Industry Minister and Commerce Minister of Punjab, Anirudh Tiwari ji, Chief Secretary, Shri Tejveer Singh ji, all eminent dignitaries and industry leaders. It is truly a matter of great pride for me to be part of the Progressive Punjab Investor Summit 2021. I would like to congratulate the government of Punjab for hosting the 4th edition of this summit with the theme Progressive Punjab, a story of partnership, delivery, and growth, investors reassured. A title which is very apt, for we as Amity in the last 2-3 years of our investment journey in Punjab have witnessed this attitude of partnership and supporting investors firsthand. Honorable Chief Minister ji, I am representing the Amity Foundation, which is a not-for-profit foundation of our family established over 25 years ago by Dr. Ashok Chauhan ji to provide world-class education, not only to young people in the country, but around the world. In the last 25 years, we have established over 12 universities and 50 campuses across India. We are in 15 countries with at the moment 175,000 students studying and over 200,000 alumni settled all across the world. We have a great focus on innovation, on research, and providing world-class education to young people. And we have always seen throughout our journey that the youth of Punjab is very intelligent, very motivated, highly proactive. And it has always been the vision of Dr. Chauhan that we establish our world-class institutions within your state. And I'm very happy to report that 3 years ago, we were allotted a 3-acre plot of land for a school in Mohali. And in April 2019, we were allotted 40 acres of land for establishing the Amity University in the IT city in Mohali. And sir, within the last 3 years, our foundation has invested over 500 crores in Mohali and Punjab. And after seeing the tremendous cooperation that we have, the motivation by the government, by the bureaucracy, we have further committed to spend over 300 crores in the next 2-3 years within the state. And I am sure within the next 5 years, we will have spent over 1,000 crores to establish education institutions, not only just in Mohali, but across Punjab. We have established institutions across India and the world, but I would like to put on record the amount of cooperation we have got by the officials in Punjab, and especially in West Punjab, under the leadership of Anirudh Tiwari ji and the CEO, Mr. Rajat Agarwal, has been phenomenal. With the one window policy, with so much empowerment, the speed at which approvals have been given, the motivation that has been given, gives investors like us, foundations like us, the impetus and the commitment to invest more and more. And to all the investors potentially who are online today, we always tell, whenever I travel in India and across the world, I always say that if you want to invest in India, Punjab is one of the states that you should really look at. Especially, Honorable Chief Minister Ji, I would like to say, our land was allotted in April 2019. We know the pandemic struck and the various waves, but with the commitment and selfless motivation that everyone has worked to give permissions has enabled us, even during this pandemic, to construct a world-class university campus for the students of the state of Punjab. And we will be starting the academic session, I am so proud to say, despite all the difficulties, but with the cooperation of the government this year itself. Honorable Chief Minister Ji, I would like to give the commitment of the Amity Foundation that we will always be with the state of Punjab to educate the brilliant students of your state and to provide the manpower to grow in the state itself. Our commitment is there with you, sir.
Dr. Atul Chauhan, thank you very much. Our next guest speaker is one of the most visible and renowned faces in the international investment promotion world. He heads Invest India, which is the world's most awarded investment promotion agency. This has been made possible due to his dynamic leadership. Let's welcome Shri Deepak Bagla, MD and CEO of Invest India.
Thank you, ma'am. Morning, Mr. Chief Minister. Thank you very much for getting us together. The Honorable Minister for Finance, Mr. Manpreet Singh Badal, the Minister for Industries and Commerce, Mr. Gurkirat Singh Kohli, and Mr. Kotli, and Mr. Anirudh Tiwari, the Chief Secretary of Punjab, and the entire team. Mr. Chief Minister, it's truly a pleasure to be here. You've heard from everyone how good your team is. Let me just stand by and tell you, it is one of the best teams you have in the country. Invest Punjab is one of the top state investment promotion agencies we've dealt with. And in fact, some of the practices which there are there, including the team, are those which we have taken across the country to share with other investment promotion agencies and to work with them to be able to come up. You have created a gold standard. It's exceptional. And you see the result of this is actually right out there in actual numbers. Let me share with you what we at Invest India are seeing for Punjab. My team, we have a dedicated team for your state, Mr. Chief Minister. This team has worked on 287 business proposals for Punjab. But I'll tell you two interesting things about this 287. They are across 31 sectors. That shows the broad basing of the opportunity space which today Punjab offers. Let me quickly take you down through that. Textiles, construction, food processing, healthcare, energy, chemicals, consumer goods, defense. It's a new sector coming up, Mr. Chief Minister, which we're seeing. IT, metals, mining, education. We just heard Atul, and you're seeing that happen. Pharmaceuticals, food processing, one of your biggest sectors. Auto components, electrical vehicles, electronics, oil and gas, tourism, automobiles, biotechnology, logistics, animal husbandry, banking and finance, capital goods, medical devices, another big sector, Mr. Chief Minister. We're seeing a lot of interest from that coming to your state. Retail, e-commerce, waste management, and there's some very interesting examples of waste management, which you have executed there. Leather, media, roads and highways, infrastructure. But what I'm now seeing taking forward in a big manner is research and development centers. And we are looking at a lot of innovation and startups. I think this is going to be really big as you take on a new world as we move beyond COVID. But let me tell you the other interesting thing, Mr. Chief Minister, of these 287. They have come from 11 countries. 11 countries of the world trust you and your team with their money today. And they trust you with the future of the way you are leading your state. Let me give you the names of these: Australia, Canada, China, Ethiopia, Georgia, Japan, New Zealand, Norway, Oman, United Kingdom, United States, and there are active discussions which we are having across a number of other countries, including the UAE, Taiwan, and Korea, and a number of the others. This number is increasing substantially. It's growing. It is a result of the excellence which you are providing as the ease of doing business and a great team and your leadership. Let me tell you where you're headed, Mr. Chief Minister, because this is where the numbers stand. Your GDP today is about $73 billion. If I do a global ranking of your GDP, you rank anywhere between 70 and 71. I think it's a little ahead or at balance with Oman and ahead of Venezuela, etc. But what's more interesting, Mr. Chief Minister, is that you've had one of the fastest growth rates of your GDP. In 2017-18, your GDP grew by 14.7%. It's one of the fastest we've experienced in the country. Now, if you continue growing at that rate, Mr. Chief Minister, your GDP in 2030 will be $256 billion. I'm not saying that you increase that, even if you work on that 14.7, which you have already done. $256 billion from 74 today. That means you will be adding about 170 to 180 billion dollars to the balance sheets and the bottom lines of all those who will partner with you in this growth. And if you just step on that accelerator, I showed you some of the other sectors which are opening up. It can go even much beyond. And let me put it in the final perspective, Mr. Chief Minister. 256 billion, just to let you know, a country which is 256 billion today is Finland. To see the quality of life of its people, the quality of life of its economy. That is where Punjab is headed. Let me congratulate you once again, sir, for the excellent team, for the excellent initiatives and the opportunities which you've created for investors across the globe, and for your leadership. We are depending upon you. As we are looking at a $10 trillion figure for India in 2030, Punjab has a very important role on that. And we look forward to your leadership. Thank you again, and please remember, Invest India remains your committed partner right through this journey. Thank you again. Namaskar.
Shri Deepak Bhagya, it was such a pleasure listening to you. Shri Rajinder Gupta represents the true Punjabi entrepreneurial spirit, which has created the business empire of the Trident Group. Mr. Rajinder Gupta has been awarded the Padma Shri by the Government of India. We're glad to have him with us on stage. So now let's invite the chairman of the Trident Group, Shri Rajinder Gupta, to participate in the Progressive Punjab Investors Summit 2021.
Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Shri Churni, young, vibrant, dynamic, entrepreneurial, great inspiration to youth, sir. And we are all proud of you. Honorable Finance Minister, Punjab, Shri Amity Foundation, kind-hearted, deep thinker, always a man of concern for the state of Punjab and for the nation. Honorable Minister for Industries and Commerce, Shri Gurkirat Singh Ji Kotli, young, and carries a legacy to connect with people. Respectable Chief Secretary, Tiwari Ji, great source of inspiration and always a fair to all. Principal Secretary to CM, Shri Hussain Lal Ji, a great support to all of us. Respectable Principal Secretary, Industries and Commerce, Shri Tejveer Ji, always smiling, even in the tough times. That's my experience with him. My friends, colleagues, well-wishers, and Captain of Industries, I really feel privileged, humbled to be here to share my experience. First of all, if I am here from a very humble background, from a very humble family background, if I am here as an entrepreneur, sharing this dais with me, joins and the captains of the world leaders, I think I only deserve to be here because the blessings and support and guidance of the state, the true, I must say, the support of the state, if I'm here, is exhibit or exhibition of the state, how to promote an entrepreneur from a humble family to be with a part of the global business success story. I'm only there because of them. Today, Trident is about a 3 billion market cap with a 2 billion worth of the revenue and exports to almost 150 countries, and that too their own brands apart from in the private label. And we are blessed with 25,000 families working with Trident. And I always say capital needs working hands and working hand needs capital. So that's a true story which Punjab always represents. And Punjab, what we all said, is a place where large-heartedness, ever supporting government, and a leadership in Punjab is always an example we had heard from the other speakers. Sir, Punjab is best and highest in productivity per person, quickest resolution in the country on any kind of need what is needed, very highly accessible. I mean, we can reach out anyone, even in 4 hours. That's my experience the last many years. When you are nothing, when you are always a simple entrepreneur, you are today one of the world's largest producer of home textiles and largest producer of agro-based industry. Zero pendency with the government. I've never seen anything pending with the government of my last 40 years experience with the state of Punjab. Excellent working environment. Personally, I may be biased, but I would still like to call Punjab is the best state to work as industry. And I also confess that individually, business is my occupation, but add value to life is my passion of life, where I can add value to people's life. There are opportunities unlimited, which we heard from my speakers. For me, I would like to say is the right time where agriculture and rural economy and industry and the most productive, hardworking and low employment can surely going to bring a very new revolution, and we can be a front runner in agro-based economy, sir. When we combine all these things, the state productivity brings a maximum ripple effect to the effect of rural and local economy. To me, I always try and has 3 mantras which we learned from the state leadership, and we did try to follow and given us a desired results. Industry which generates a maximum employment to the semi-skilled and especially for the rural women, which gives a maximum earning to the farmer. We are in a similar industry, and add revenue to the industry and add the GDP of the state. I mean, when you had earnings and get the maximum share of that earnings, the state with a ripple effect, I think, who can really validate better than my Honorable Finance Minister and the Chief Secretary. And as a Punjabi, we all talk about the Punjabis. And I'm one of those Punjabis, most of Punjabis are where their heart beats from the left and for the left. And they think, the mind thinks from the right and for the right. And the guts are in the center. They always hold the gut at the center. And that's a great Punjabi which we had acquired from our gurus, saints, and the great philosophers of life. Can I say with the pride, sir? Pride is into a very different economy, not only when we say we return to investors, we say return to the society. Pride is always part of a social development. It may be in health, women empowerment, large scale skill development, the Malwa region. We are proud to be part of a lot of initiatives of the state where we, apart from being in industry, sir, Well, I do acknowledge that try and move nationally and internationally in other part of the country. I must confess, and this is my feel for every Punjabi who has, we are really proud of Punjabis who has gone across country and across the world, but let me say, the bliss in working Punjab, the social capital, what we bring while working in Punjab, the amount of social capital, the amount of bliss, what we say, जंगल में मोर नाचा किसने देखा, जब पंजाब में आप काम करते हैं, we really help our own society, our own community. That's the biggest bliss what we draw, sir. And that's the way we would like to serve the state of Punjab. Sir, I'm very humbled to say that PSIDC was a catalyst to make Trident today when we borrowed or when they part of the equity investment almost 2 crores and 5 crores. Today, that resources has gone to a much bigger platform, and I today would like to say that the seeds what the state government has done, or especially the PSIDC did at one time, today I would like very humbly like to announce that Trident is committed to invest more than 2,000 crore in next 18 months in the state of Punjab, which will not only create direct employment to more than 10,000 rural semi-skilled, especially to the women, and also indirect employment to 20,000 people, which have their own ripple effect. I know state has been awarded with a mega textile park. If state feels that we are capable, competent, and to our trust, we'd like to partner there, sir, with you on the mega textile park, and which is the Government of India initiative. Sir, thank you very much to the entire Punjab team, especially the Honorable Chief Minister and my Chief Secretary, who has holded my hand as a DC Sangrur in my beginning days. I sir, I'm not saying, but really, my humble and I'm very humble. Thank you very much for providing this platform, which I never deserved. I never thought that one day I'll be rubbing the shoulders and sharing the dais with the best of the state of Punjab leadership. And thank you once again. Jai Hind.
Yes, Mr. Gupta, we're so proud indeed of our Punjabiyat, and you articulated it so beautifully. Myanmar is the world's leading tractor and agri-machinery manufacturing company. They have collaborated with International Tractors Limited in Punjab, and they continue to expand their footprint in the state. So joining us now is Mr. Kazunori Ajiki, Managing Director, Myanmar India Private Limited. Let's now invite him to speak.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Honorable Chief Minister and the all Punjab government official team. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm very honored to share our experience about the journey with local partner Sonarika. Myanmar is a Japanese diesel engine manufacturer. We are extending our business to agriculture, construction, energy, and marine segment. We invested in Sonarika in 2005. Sonarika is the third largest tractor manufacturer in India. From the initial, we have considered Sonarika should be a global export hub. So we sent our engineers on a business trip basis and conduct many quality improvement activity for both their facility and suppliers. I also visited Punjab frequently. My first visit was 2009. At that time, It took 2.5 hours to 3 hours by car from Amritsar to Hoshapur. I remember just arriving at hotel in Jalandhar, I felt 50% of my job was finished because we are very tired with long drive. However, now the road infrastructure from Amritsar Hoshapur was totally drastically improved. So we can reach Hoshapur within 1.5 hours. We also have another option now. In case using Adampur Airport, it takes 1 hour ride from Delhi and 10 minutes drive to Hoshapur, very easy to access. Through this visit and discussion with Sonarika, we have learned a lot. There were so many differences between manufacturing in Japan and India. Planning, designing process, quality allowance, sense of time. Our engineers had quarrel, argument with their engineers. The meeting were always heated. It was very difficult to understand each other at the beginning of the collaboration. But after some time, we could understand finally each other. At the same time, global trends were changing. Manufacturing costs in China had been increasing, and many manufacturers are shifting its production base to other countries like Thailand, Vietnam. We also decided to shift our brand tractor production to India, and we brought a global project to Sonarika. We are sending our best engineer like design, production, quality control to Punjab as an expat. Again, we faced the difficulty because our engineer had the more proud, big pride. We are the best. We had to again repeat the same process of learning, understanding each other. Finally, our engineer understood we cannot design, we cannot produce enough quality product at reasonable cost without fully support from our partner. Now, we are exporting our brand tractor from India, from Punjab to Southeast Asian countries, US, Europe, Brazil, Turkey. We are increasing our global project here. In line with business increase, we have also increased number of our expats. Now, 15 expats are working, staying at guest house in Hoshapur. During the lockdown, we could see the resilience of Sonarika, including its suppliers. Immediately after the permission from the government, they resumed the production at the end of April 2020 and recovered to the normal production level within the 1 month. We are very appreciated strong manufacturing and supplier base in Punjab. At the end of my speech, we would like to thank you, our partners, Sonarika, Punjab government, and Japanese embassy for giving a full support to our expats, especially for the lockdown period. Thanks to the support, our expat could move back from Hoshapur to Delhi and Japan safely. Now they already come back to Hoshapur for their normal work. Even after coming back to Hoshapur, vaccination, sanitization, all necessary arrangements have been done for their working and living in Hoshapur in safe. Thank you again for the support. We hope we can be a good example of Ind and Japan collaboration. Thank you very much indeed. Dhanyawad.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kazunori Ajiti, for being with us today. Prakash P. Hinduja and his three brothers, Ashok, Gopichand, and Srichand Hinduja, supported by the third generation, have been guiding the diversified global growth of one of India's foremost privately owned groups with a global footprint across 38 countries, employing more than 1.5 lakh people. With us this morning is the chairman of the Hinduja Group of Companies, Europe, Shri Prakash P. Hinduja. Sir, it's now over to you.
Honorary Chief Minister, I hope you can hear my voice. Sound is going on. You can hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Oh, thank you very much. Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Charanjit Singh Chanadi, Honorable Finance Minister, Shri Manpreet Singh Badalji, Honorary Minister of Industry and Commerce, Shri Gurkirat Singh, Chief Minister, Shri Anirudh Tiwari ji. It's my pleasure to be here with you at this virtual meet. I would like to congratulate you for organizing such a excellent event for the first time. I was there last 2 years ago when I got the opportunity to address this event of Investment Punjab. On that occasion, I was very happy to convey my best wishes from my brother Sri Chand, Gopi Chand, Ashok convey their best wishes to the Chief Minister Shri Charanjit Singh, his ministerial colleague, senior official, and the people of Punjab. I had addressed this event 2 years ago, and I had mentioned one of the most challenging points, which I hope you will recollect, your colleagues would recollect, that the problem which Punjab has in this point of environment, which the world is today very concerned about this, the pollution which we get from Punjab and in Delhi, which is a very big issue and a challenging issue. We hope that the ambassador of Japan and the Italian ambassador would able to help us in resolving this issue, because today we have a huge Punjab community in Italy. They have done a fantastic job in agriculture, and most of the Punjab's agriculture are doing a great job in Italy. And this environmental issue which we have for the pollution, Japan has the best technology. We hope that they can able to contribute in this matter. Now, I would like to mention on behalf of the group, the whole family would like to congratulate you to the new Chief Minister, since the opportunity to meet him in person, and compliment his team for organizing this summit. To me, what will drive Punjab to all-around prosperity is people. Invest to them. They know how to go around the world and bring prosperity. The history of India and its future are deeply connected with Punjab. Historically, Punjab has been a significant contributor to the freedom struggle and post-independence in the last 75 years in the nation. Punjabis have played a stellar role in building independent and self-sufficient India. It is not just India. Punjabis have made many countries around the world their karma bhumi and have their unbeatable benchmark, but in its agriculture industry, in social service. The entrepreneurial, hard-working spirit of the people from Punjab is unparalleled. In this quality of the people here, that makes it state less than 3 crores in population, just 2% of India's population, makes it shine like a diamond. Punjab has proven time and again, demonstrated its ability to transform and reinvest itself effectively from the pains and partition. It became the great bowl of the country. Assimilating the most scientific agriculture methods. Being a sensitive border state, it's have been successfully fought militancy in the past to create peace and economic prosperity. It has modernized itself industrial state. Without giving up its star position in agriculture, towns like Jalandhar, Ludhiana have occupied a pole position of the industry towns, while Amritsar remains a reverse pilgrimage center of the people of many communities. You have a golden temple. I will request the new Chief Minister, now you should make Punjab as a golden city, especially Amritsar, which I would very much like that with your wisdom and the Finance Minister's vision, Amritsar can become a place of a pilgrimage in the world. And the people, the best tourism are coming today from all around the world. They visit, like Taj Mahal, they also visit Golden Temple. I hope that this mission you will be able to fulfill. COVID has been a serious challenge, socially, economically, hurting the people. Loss of health, loss of income, loss of employment, and many other ways people have been life devastated. We, as a country, have done well, coming together to fight the war on COVID compared to other countries. We have not won the war yet, but if we continue to be disciplined, we are sure we will win the war against the COVID soon. The victory is going to open new avenues, the growth of transformation, and the new digital world with about 75% of the adult population vaccinated and at least one dose. The state is well on its way achieving immunization target. The Hinduja group, started by my father over 100 years ago, has seen several challenges: the world wars, Spanish flu pandemic 1918, the oil crisis in 70s, Asian currency crisis, economic challenges of 2008. But after every crisis, we must not miss seeing a green shoots that emerge, the opportunities that arise. I'm very upbeat about the bounce back, and I certainly see Punjab leading the recovery. Most of our investments have strong Punjab elements to it. Our finance companies are touching the lives of all the common men and businesses alike. Hinduja Leyland Finance that reach the farmers, offering finance for buying tractors. Ashok Leyland trucks and buses that transport goods and move people every day. Gulf Oil in Punjab is seen as high growth and state. We have several thousand crores we have Punjab to the farmers, and we want agriculture should become the industry in India so that they can create a new world for the farmers. And I would hope that these problems which is going on of the farmers could be resolved very soon. I pray to Guru Nanak Ji, and you may also know that I can speak also Punjabi. Sanu bhi Punjabi aandi hai. And I'm born Sindhi, but I am Punjabi. And I would say, Vaheguru Ji da Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji di Fateh. And moreover, Your Excellency Chief Minister, I would request that during the time of this program, of this summit, all the important industrialists who have come over here, you should make a resolution that the growth of Punjab should be in the hands of all the NRIs. NRIs who are abroad should be given a special incentive to come to Punjab, and if all the facilities could be provided to them so that you become Punjab as an international state of India. This is my personal request. Through our group of companies, we have been substantial investments in Punjab. We shall continue to do so in the future. I have encouraged our CEOs to look Punjab as a preferred investment destination. Under the leadership of the new Chief Minister, Shri Charanjit Singh, we are very hopeful to seeing Punjab soar high. I once again thank you for this opportunity to share my thoughts and to be in the part of Punjab's success story. I will also mention national anthem. Everybody knows the national anthem. It starts with Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha. So Punjab and Sindh are very close to each other. मैं तुहानू लख लख बधाइयां दूं, and I wish you happy Diwali in advance to all of you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Mr. Prakash Hinduja, it was a pleasure listening to you. ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਬੜੀ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹਾਂ. Shri Sanjeev Mehta is Chairman and Managing Director, Hindustan Unilever Limited. Sanjeev has been with Unilever for 28 years, and for the last 19 years, he has led Unilever businesses in different parts of the world. After assuming responsibilities of heading Unilever's business in India and South Asia, the market capitalization of the company has increased from $7 billion to over $70 billion, making HUL one of the most valuable companies in the country. Shri Sanjeev Mehta.
Mr. Charanjit Singh Channi, Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Mr. Manpreet Singh Badal, Honorable Finance Minister, Mr. Gurkirat Singh Kotli, Honorable Industries and Commerce Minister, Mr. Anirudh Tiwari, Chief Secretary, Mr. Tejveer Singh, Principal Secretary, ladies and gentlemen, Sat Sri Akal, Namaste and good afternoon. Punjab, the land made fertile by the 5 rivers, the land that has borne one of the earliest civilizations, the land known for its bravery and benevolence. Sir, my family hails from Punjab, and as a Punjabi, I'm proud to be part of this land. For my company, Hindustan Unilever, it houses not just our oldest manufacturing unit for the iconic Horlicks brand, but is also home to the thousands of farmers and milk farmers who work with us. It is therefore an absolute pleasure and an honor to be part of this forum today. Back in school, we all learned about Punjab being the greenery of the country. And thanks to its leading role in the Green Revolution, this still holds true. And while staying true to its roots as a state with a robust agriculture-based economy, Punjab has expanded its horizons into other sectors like textiles, agro and food processing, pharma and IT. That's not all. The state is also firing up the entrepreneurial spirit of the Gen X with an innovation-based ecosystem for startups. Perhaps that's the reason why in the last few years, the state has seen thousands of crores of investments. I believe what is fueling this rise is the discipline and focus that the state of Punjab lays on investments and the resultant employment generation. The state is amongst the top destinations for FDI inflows in India, and the state government has undertaken a series of measures to make Punjab an attractive destination. It's a positive sign in the state that it has not faced any major strike in the past 3 decades. The state has also built a reliable ecosystem to process its farm output through the food parks in Fazilka, Kapurthala, and Ludhiana. As someone who believes in diversity and inclusion, it is extremely heartening to know that the state allows 24/7 shifts for all genders. After all, it is the land of Mai Bhago who led troops in a battlefield to defend Anandpur Sahib, the birthplace of Sada Kaur, Jind Kaur, and Bibi Sahib Kaur, women who left an indelible mark on the history with their valor. Let me now talk about our company HUL and its connection with the state of Punjab. Hindustan Unilever is the largest fast-moving consumer goods company in the country. We manufacture and supply essential day-to-day products, including in personal care, home care, packaged foods, hygiene products, floor cleaner, foods, water purifiers. Our reach is unparalleled. Our products reach 9 out of 10 Indian households on any given day. It's a matter of pride for me personally and for the entire company that HUL has a significant presence in Punjab. Allow me to share some facts with you, sir. We have 4 factories, 2 of them our own and 2 dedicated to us. Hundreds of suppliers, scores of depots, tens of distributors, and thousands of Shakti Ammas who take our products right into the Punjab hinterland. In all, we generate employment for over 12,000 people in our broader ecosystem in the state. I would like to spend a few minutes talking about the efforts that we do in enriching the state. Project Shakti is a one-of-its-kind inclusive growth model that is truly integrating business gains with societal good. It empowers underprivileged rural women by creating livelihood opportunities, increasing their family household income, and at the same time benefiting our brands. Today, we have a few thousand Shakti Ammas in the state of Punjab. Our foundation works in the space of water and water-dependent livelihoods, is committed to helping Punjab's farmers adopt innovative solutions to reduce water use in agriculture, particularly for paddy and wheat crops. We have partnered with Centers for International Project Trust to work with Punjab's robust farmer cooperatives. This program promotes digital soil moisture sensors in paddy wheat cultivation that help farmers with mobile-enabled advisory on when to start and stop the water in their fields. We've introduced financial tools for farmers to track their input costs and their returns, and piloted incentives to support large-scale adoption of responsible water use practices by farmers. We're excited about the potential that mobile-enabled irrigation advisory technology holds for the state. As of now, this project works with almost 80 cooperatives in about 200 villages, impacting the lives of thousands of farmers. This initiative has already created a water-saving potential of 27 billion liters. To put figure into perspective, it meets the drinking water needs of Punjab's entire population for one whole year. Prabhat is the Sustainable and Inclusive Community Development Initiative. Our team played a key role in Punjab during the outbreak of the long-term community development. It runs a program for dairy management called Project Move. Present in 32 villages, it is helping a few thousand farmers increase the milk yield and income with better dairy practices with the use of daily analytics. We also run a program on hygiene and nutrition advocacy that has reached over 100,000 people. Building on the importance of nutrition, health, and hygiene in the pandemic, we recently launched the Prabhat Poshan Sati program to help women, especially pregnant and lactating women, through the life cycle on nutrition. For us, Punjab has been the source of tomato, chicory, pear, etc., which are processed and used as ingredients for our ketchup, jams, coffee, and squashes. We have partnered with the local farmers and processors on various programs. Sustainability, developing new varieties, and introducing new fruits to the Punjab farms. Tomato paste has been sourced from Punjab since 2006. We help the farmers grow new varieties that have better attributes for processing and are easier to grow. We look forward to a bright and successful future for Hindustan Unilever and the state of Punjab. The growth of the state's economy means an enabling environment. We have invested close to 1,000 crores in the last 5 years, and we are looking at a planned additional investment of over 1,200 crores in the next 5 years. A lot of work has happened in the state in terms of ease of doing business, relating to the reforms, which include demand deemed approval for new industries, a robust self-certification program to bring down the red tape. We also welcome the introduction of the Invest Punjab portal, which will act as a one-stop shop for investment facilitation. We firmly believe that the Punjab has the potential to be the leader in reforms which other states can emulate. Now, I want to use this opportunity to share with you, sir, our views on a few key areas we feel the Punjab government can take a closer look to further improve the state's attractiveness for investment. First is, the pandemic has reminded us once again the urgent need for climate action. The need, therefore, to increase the use of renewable energy in industries has become critical. We believe that high tariffs might incentivize the use of renewable energy. High open access charges makes the landed cost of renewable energy at industrial premises exceed the regular electricity per unit cost. As a result, the commercial benefit of using renewable energy gets diminished. We request the government to rationalize the open access tariffs for renewable energy. Nearly 30% of Punjab's economic output is from agriculture. At present, land is not available for renewable energy projects like solar parks in the states. it might be worth considering, sir, installing solar plants on top of the water canal network across the state. We hope that the Punjab government would consider expanding the scope of the PDS shops to sell grocery items. Since the beginning of 2020, fair price shops in Punjab, which have been digitized through the EPOS terminals, have to operate under the government margins and have limited income. The Punjab Food and Civil Supply Ministry called out the intention in November 19 to help increase the income of fair price shops. We believe that the government-funded seed capital can help the PDS entrepreneurs realize better gains by entering the FMCG retail business. So to conclude, the events of the last year and a half have tested the world in many ways. They also tested the resilience of our business, our people, our operations, our financial strength. The challenges we faced made us a stronger business, better prepared for a fast-changing world. And this journey to success and growth comes when all the stakeholders unite and work together. Let me renew my commitment, our commitment to the state of Punjab. I'm absolutely certain, sir, that the bond between Hindustan Unilever has with the state of Punjab will only become stronger in the days to come. Thank you.
Mr. Sanjeev Mehta, pleasure to have you as an esteemed participant. Ladies and gentlemen, Sumita Daura is Additional Secretary, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. She joined the IAS in 1991. She has experience of more than 2 decades in public administration, both in India and abroad. It's now over to Sumita Daura.
Thank you. Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, sir, other esteemed participants, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon. Thank you for this opportunity of connecting in this very important Progressive Punjab Investors Summit 2021. The Government of India is committed to reforms and other bold measures for creating a conducive business and investment environment in all sectors. The Government of India has adopted a multi-dimensional approach to take India to first become a 5 trillion economy in 4 to 5 years and then a 10 trillion economy by 2030, with a holistic roadmap to the future. And this is where all industry leaders are invited to participate, and they are a big part of this roadmap. Having rapidly bounced back from COVID slowdown, India is today emerging as amongst the world's fastest growing economies. India's GDP has shown the highest quarterly expansion of over 20% in the first quarter of financial year 22. India's exports have jumped 45% and more to US 33 billion plus in August this year, against the same figure against the exports in the same month last year. We have attracted record foreign direct investment inflows of 81.72 billion USD last year, and continuing this record run, USD 22.53 billion flowed in just first 3 months of this financial year, which is almost double compared to the same period last year. India has the 3rd largest startup ecosystem, which is driven by government reforms like simplification, facilitation, ease of doing business. And we have grown from around 4,000 startups in 2016 to over 55,000 registered startups today. And despite the lockdown, we had 1 unicorn a month which was recognized in the country. This, sir, is the result of government's unwavering focus on improving India's business environment. If we look at some of the recent initiatives in DPIT, there is an empowered group of secretaries which has been constituted to fast-track investments in the country, with the Cabinet Secretary, sir, himself as the chairperson of the empowered group. Project development cells have been set up in the various ministries to handhold investors and to fast-track investments to improve ease of doing business and spur sectoral and economic growth. Sir, as you are aware, more than 15,000 unnecessary compliances have been reduced in the country by rationalizing, eliminating, and automating the processes, making processes easier for the businesses. We have also mapped more than 4,400 industrial parks in the country on the India Industrial Land Bank, which is a GIS-enabled database to help investors sitting anywhere in the world identify the preferred location for investment. And there is also a mobile app which has been launched for this. The connectivity of the various plots can be easily seen, and which plots are vacant for investment in sector of choice of the investor can be easily seen and selected by the investor sitting anywhere in the world, sir. The One District, One Product initiative is aimed at manifesting the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister of India, foster balanced regional growth across all districts of the country. 739 districts have been mapped with products, and these are products where a comprehensive plan from design, production, manufacturing, packaging, and market creation to boost domestic investments has been taken up. I would now like to turn to the production-linked incentive scheme, sir, where we are focusing on making India an integral part of the global supply chains through creation of globally competitive manufacturers who represent scales, economies of scale, innovation, and advanced technologies. With the announcement of the PLI schemes for 13 sectors, besides for drone and drone components, significant creation of production, employment, and economic growth are expected over the next 5 years and more. Sir, you would also be aware that India has soft launched the National Single Window System in September this year to address information asymmetry, duplication of information which the investors had to submit across platforms, and the inefficient tracking of approvals which was being faced by the investors. The portal today hosts approvals across 18 central departments and 10 states of India, and by December this year, this is expected to cover 32 departments, ministries of Government of India, and 14 states of the country which have their own state single window systems. This national single window system helps the investors identify approvals, licenses, registrations, besides enabling them to track their application status, and they can also ask queries which are responded to all on a single dashboard. The Prime Minister Gati Shakti National Master Plan, as you are aware, sir, has been developed as a comprehensive dynamic map for infrastructure development across the country with completion timelines of various economic zones, infrastructure, and utilities. The Prime Minister Gati Shakti has been developed using indigenous technology, using satellite imagery for planning, implementation, and monitoring. The system is being further developed as a digital master plan tool for project management, dynamic dashboards, report generation, compliance, and to support all the ministries in implementation of the infrastructure projects. The National Master Plan shall enhance the ease of doing business and the ease of living, minimize disruptions, and expedite completion of works with cost efficiency. There are great opportunities for the businesses under the National Infrastructure Pipeline, which is the first of its kind exercise to build world-class infrastructure and attract investments into infrastructure. We have over 8,000 projects across 7 sectors with an outlay of almost 2,000 billion USD. The government has also announced a national monetization pipeline of almost 80 billion USD to be implemented over the next 4 years with mega investment opportunities in multiple infrastructure sectors. Sir, at this current juncture where global economy is witnessing massive transformation, the collective strength of the industry in effectively shaping this transformation assumes greater importance. Punjab is one of the largest producers of wheat, rice, machine hand tools, bicycle components, hosiery, wooden manufacturing, and so on. And I'm very happy to note, sir, that Invest Punjab, which is the nodal investment, promotion, and facilitation agency of the Punjab government, is one of the top performing investment promotion agencies in the country. It also has one of its kind unified regulator in the state, where the CO is vested with the powers of various state governments to provide state level clearances. I wish the summit a great success, and I hope the deliberations over the next 2 days will be instrumental in further building the industrial ecosystem in Punjab. Thank you very much, sir, and wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, Sumita Dawra, for joining us this afternoon. Shri Sanjeev Puri, Chairman and Managing Director, ITC Limited, hails from district Kapurthala in Punjab and is a true son of the soil. He joined ITC in 1986, and during his career of over 3 decades at ITC and its subsidiaries, he has held several leadership positions and also handled a wide range of responsibilities in manufacturing, operations, and information and digital technology. He is a director on the board of the US-India Strategic Partnership Forum. He is the chairman of the CII Agriculture Council and a member of the CII Economic Affairs Council. He is also a council member of the World Business Council for Sustainable Development, WBCSD. Under his leadership, ITC rolled out its largest integrated food park in district Kapurthala, Punjab. Thank you, Mr. Puri, for being with us this afternoon. I now hand over to you.
Thank you. Shri Charanjit Singh Channi ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Shri Manpreet Singh Badal ji, Honorable Finance Minister of Punjab, Shri Gurkirat Singh Kotli ji, Honorable Industries and Commerce Minister, Shri Anirudh Tiwari, distinguished guests, fellow captains of industries, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed an absolute privilege, in fact, a special privilege, to have the opportunity to speak at this forum and share our experience in Punjab. And I say special because although I'm speaking to you from Calcutta, my roots are in Punjab. That's why it's very special to me. May I, at the outset, congratulate you, Honorable Chief Minister, for hosting this summit as soon as it was practical to do so. I think the fact that you have done it in right earnest demonstrates the state's commitment for the economic development of the state. I'm sure all these efforts, your focus in particular for inclusive growth, your people-friendly policies will usher in a new paradigm of socio-economic growth in the state of Punjab. You all heard recently from fellow speakers of the multi-dimensional progress that Punjab has made. Across several sectors, we've seen a lot of investments coming. Punjab is today ranked number 2 as far as the quality of infrastructure is concerned, and consistently for the last 2 years. I believe the robust and world-class infrastructure, as also all the developments that have happened in Punjab, have happened as a result of the tremendous amount of effort, tremendous amount of sustained effort that's been put in by the entire state machinery to create Punjab as a preferred investment destination. And I'm saying so also on the back of my personal experience. In fact, I've had the privilege of being associated with the earlier versions of the Progressive Punjab summits as well. And I can say that the motto that has been coined here of investors reassured, I think I completely endorse that. I recollect that in the first investor summit, we were assured that, and we were amongst possibly the first significant investment that went through Invest in Punjab. We were assured that in 4 weeks' time, all approvals, everything would be put in place. And we were delighted to receive all the
approvals and all the permissions and all the support within 4 weeks. A kind of schedule that was quite rare in those times. And over the years, as our businesses have grown and flourished in Punjab, we have experienced an administration that is extremely progressive, investor-friendly, completely solution-oriented. Not only do they take feedback from the investors, but they also implement it. Today, Punjab has a unique and probably the most competitive industrial policy. It is different from the first version that was launched. I think it has become competitive because of the commitment and the collaborative approach that the state government took. And it is in fact an unparalleled industrial policy which has had the vision to recognize the strengths of Punjab as also the opportunity in proximal markets. Therefore, the policy cognizes for that. I'm only too happy to endorse, based on our experience, on all the things that have been said about investing in Punjab and about the efforts and the change and reforms that have happened in Punjab. And I congratulate the state government. And I would also like to thank the state government. I'd like to thank all the officials. In fact, it's Investing Punjab, in fact, has become an institution. Everybody who's come there has been able to take it to newer heights. I like to thank them for all the support that we have received. Punjab is a very important state for ITC. ITC has a large and growing presence across all the 3 sectors of the economy: agriculture, manufacturing, and services. Amongst our largest investments in food processing is in Kapurthala. We invested about 1,200 crores in that facility. And I would add that we are not yet done. And it is already the largest facility that we have invested in. When we started with a much smaller area of about 65 acres. Today, it's a 110-acre plot. Additional one has been bought more recently, and it's been bought with the commitment that future expansion would happen there. And it is my own team that came back and said that they would like to add additional capacity there over a period of time. This is based on their experience of working in Punjab. This is a testimony to the enabling and productive business environment that we have there. We have the entrepreneurial spirit of Punjab. We have a committed and hardworking workforce. We have great infrastructure, and we have investor-friendly policies. All this makes Punjab a compelling investment destination. Sab Saath Badhe has been the credo of ITC. Sab Saath Badhe, Nation First, has been the credo of ITC, and all our businesses imbibe this philosophy. It is our endeavor to contribute towards inclusive growth. And as we've expanded our footprint in Punjab, we are also making our humble contribution towards this area. And this is around the twin pillars of farmer empowerment and social development in our operating areas. We work across multiple agri-value chains: potatoes, wheat, spices, milk, and other fruits and vegetables. Technico Agri Sciences, a fully owned subsidiary of ITC, is the largest producer of early generation potato and has a long relationship with farming community in Punjab. And we have taken seed potato growing to certain non-traditional areas beyond Jalandhar. And with the quality of seed and the adoption of best practices, incomes better incomes have been experienced by farmers to the extent of 25,000 rupees per hectare. Similarly, in line with our commitment, work on the agri-value chains associated with our food processing plant, we have commenced work on the wheat value chain in collaboration with Punjab Agriculture University, with the KVKs. We have today 200 wheat development programs across 200 farms, working in multiple villages, help farmers improve quality and productivity of wheat. Last year, we sourced nearly 100,000 tons of wheat from the state of Punjab, and I'm sure over time, this will multiply. We also worked with the farming community on promoting climate smart agriculture. And we have commenced that journey in Punjab. We're working across 250 villages. We've brought in about over 100,000 acres under climate smart agriculture. First steps have been taken, which were focused on the problem of stubble burning. I'm happy to say that in this area, 87% of the farms did not resort to stubble burning, and also demonstrated that what is good for planet is also good for farmer incomes. Was cost of production reduced by 14%, yields went up by 5%. If I may add that in other areas where the program has matured a little more, we're going to bring in all that into Punjab itself. In climate smart agriculture, GHG emissions have reduced by 47%. Farmer yields have gone up, or farmer incomes rather have gone up anywhere between 40% to over 100% because of reduced cost of production and better quality and better yield. And we intend to bring the benefits of all of this over a period of time to the state of Punjab. And we're going to do this through the ITC e-Chopal, which today empowers 4 million farmers. And we have announced the launch of the state-of-the-art digital technologies for farming, which is called the ITC Mars, Meta Markets for Advanced Agriculture and Rural Services, which is going to bring the state-of-the-art technology as a hyper-local and personalized solutions to farmers. And as soon as we launch it, we will be happy to bring it to the state of Punjab also. Besides this, we are working around our manufacturing plants and agri-value chains in the area of waste management, in the area of health and sanitation, in the area of education. And I would like to specifically call out our MOU with the Municipal Corporation of Kapurthala for solid waste management of that area. We today are at present in 29 wards and benefit 52,000 households. And through source segregation and end use, the amount that goes to landfill has been dramatically. In addition to agriculture and manufacturing, we are growing our footprint to contribute to the immense tourism potential that the state of Punjab has got. We have 4 hotels. The 5th one will be starting shortly. Our flagship is Welcome Hotel Amritsar. And we hope that over a period of time, we look forward to expanding our chain and contributing to the immense potential that the state has got. And at the end, may I once again thank you, Honorable Chief Minister, all the officials, the government of Punjab, for the tremendous support and encouragement that have made our investments effective in the state of Punjab. And I take the opportunity to reiterate ITC's commitment to make our humble contribution and partner with the states in its journey of socio-economic transformation. Thank you very much.
Mr. Sanjeev Puri, such a pleasure having you with us. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Satoshi Suzuki was appointed as Ambassador of Japan to India and Bhutan in 2019. Punjab has continuously been engaging with Japan. His Excellency Satoshi Suzuki led a delegation to Progressive Punjab Investors Summit 2019. In fact, in the last few years, Japanese companies have been increasingly investing in Punjab. the Ambassador of Japan to India, His Excellency Satoshi Suzuki.
Thank you very much. Shri Charanjit Singh Channi, Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Shri Manpreet Singh Badal, Honorable Finance Minister, Shri Gurkirat Singh Kotli, Honorable Minister of Industries and Commerce, dignitaries from the Government of Punjab and Industries, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, Sat Sri Akal and good afternoon. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the Government of Punjab for organizing this event. It is my great pleasure to be with you today at this Investors Summit. Punjab is one of the first states that I visited after taking on my duties as ambassador to India. I fondly remember my first visit to Punjab in December 2019, which was just introduced. I attended that year's Investors Summit. There was no COVID-19 back then. Those are the good old days. However, the very fact that I'm able to participate in this summit online is proof that we have learned and adapted from living in the pandemic. Let me briefly touch upon the economic relationship between Japan and Punjab. Punjab is one of the states that lead the green revolution of India to achieve high growth in the food production sector. Punjab's large agricultural basis makes the state's food processing and textile industries highly competitive. However, if we look at Punjab as a purely agricultural state, then we will be missing a bigger picture. The government of Punjab has been working tirelessly to attract investment from foreign companies. Especially, we appreciate the establishment of the Japan desk in Invest Punjab and the contribution it has been making to attract more Japanese investment. As a result of these efforts, in recent years, a considerable number of Japanese companies, including Yanmar, that delivered a statement earlier, have established their presence in Punjab. Specifically, the number of Japanese business establishments in Punjab has increased by more than 40 times in 10 years, from only 2 in 2010 to 85 last year. So these companies are active in various sectors such as farm machinery, automobile, packaging films, contributing to the diversification of Punjab's economic basis. Recently, in August, Mitsui has invested in Presspool, Punjab Renewable Energy Systems, which contributes to the SDGs by utilizing agricultural residues from Punjab as biomass fuel. I hope that this seminar will help Japanese companies further accelerate their investments in Punjab, because I believe there is still a big potential for investment in Punjab. So I expect the government of Punjab to continue working towards further improving the business environment in order to attract more investments from Japanese companies. As you may know, earlier this month, Mr. Fumio Kishida was elected as a new Prime Minister of Japan. Just 4 days after taking the helm of affairs, Prime Minister Kishida spoke with Prime Minister Modi over telephone to concur to further progress and develop Japan-India bilateral relations. This demonstrates that our new Prime Minister continues to attach utmost importance to our partnership with India, like his predecessor. Further promotion of economic activities to make India a hub of manufacturing and to enhance resilience of supply chains are among our important agenda. The state of Punjab will play a key role for this. I'd like to point out that the challenges we have experienced during the COVID pandemic only serve to increase the need for collaboration among stakeholders to overcome the risks identified and to grasp opportunities for the future growth. Diversifying production basis is one, and making supply chain resilient is another. And making full use of digital technologies is also a case in point. I believe today's summit is offering an excellent opportunity for all the participants to renew their collaboration. So let me conclude my remarks by offering my best wishes for a great success of this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Shri Anand Mahindra, Chairman, Mahindra Group, and one of India's leading and most highly renowned industrialists, is with us this afternoon. Let's now hand over to him.
Honorable Chief Minister, distinguished members of the Punjab government, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, greetings to Mumbai. It's a real pleasure to be addressing the Progressive Punjab Investment Summit today, and particularly because I come from a family with deep connections to Punjab. If you go to the Sood Mohalla in Ludhiana, even today you will still find the family home. It's a humble home, but it was built by my great-grand-uncle Polu Ram Mahindra in the 1880s. And my great-grandfather, Vishan Chand, was a canal engineer in Punjab. The founders of Mahindra & Mahindra, my grandfather Jagdish Chandra Mahindra and his brother Kailash Chandra Mahindra, were born and grew up in Ludhiana. So for me, this summit is a link to my Punjabi roots. Now, the theme of this summit is described in basically 3 words: partnership, delivery, and growth. These 3 words could be used to describe the achievements of JC and KC Mahindra as well. They were a partnership in every sense of the word, not only in business, but also in life. And using their business skills, they connected India's far-flung villages through off-road vehicles and brought in mechanization to agriculture, delivering unity and prosperity. So that's the delivery part. As for growth, the business that they founded has grown into the multi-billion-dollar group that we are today. I think the strengths that they brought to their work and life are exactly the same strengths that characterize Punjab and its people today. The talent for spotting business opportunities, a willingness to take risk, the self-confidence to try new things, to move out of your traditional comfort zone, an ability to work hard, and an innate and pragmatic business sense. I remember seeing many years ago, almost 20 years ago, a headline in the Economic Times that said, Punjabis never say manda when it comes to dhanda. And I see that optimism, that spirit reflected in the aims of this summit as well. And I want to compliment you, Chief Minister Channi, and the Punjab bureaucracy for the sense of urgency and speed that you're bringing to dealing with the issues that all of us in business face. Everyone who's spoken before me has said that they find Punjab a good place to do business. And I have no different opinion. Swaraj Tractors is blessed to have its home in Punjab. Today, it's amongst the top tractor manufacturers in the country. The government of Punjab has been very supportive of us, and this has been a key factor in our success. We're in talks actually right now as we speak for opening a 3rd factory, and we are looking forward to growing our investments in this area. If I had one wish, of course, it would be that the government extends special support to long-standing investors like us in the state. But Punjab has given us much, generating revenues of close to 1,500 crores, and it's rewarding for us to be able to give back. We give employment to over 8,000 people, and of course, we'll employ many more as our business grows. Our corporate social responsibility programs, which include skilling for young people at Swaraj, have touched the lives of many, many more. Our philosophy, our core purpose at Mahindra is captured in one word: rise. It believes that if we help people to rise, we too will rise with them. And then we'll pave the way for many, many more such contributions. So going forward, we would like to partner with the Punjab government in new fields of endeavor. Give one example: Mahindra Holidays, our hospitality timeshare business, is keen on developing a 5-star resort on an island in Ranjit Sagar that we hope will showcase Punjab's rich traditions, culture, cuisine, and sites to the rest of India and to the world. And I'd love to see this project come to fruition. Faster we can move on this, the better. Because with the easing of the pandemic, what we're finding is that people are really eager to holiday again. And this could be a major business opportunity for the state and for us. Mr. Chief Minister, I'm sure that with your experience of earlier holding the tourism portfolio, you are going to fully appreciate the potential of this project to put Punjab tourism on the map. So we want your support should we face any roadblocks. We're also very keen to roll out our electric 3-wheeler in the state of Punjab to boost last mile connectivity and therefore usher in carbon-free sustainable mobility. Everyone is focusing on electric cars. That's where the glamour is. But I've been saying for many years that the tipping point in the electric revolution, electric mobility revolution in India will come with 3-wheelers and in last mile mobility. So I see great opportunities for the Mahindra Group to partner with the Punjab government, also in areas like infrastructure, environment, and agriculture, which I know are key areas of your government's focus. One of the most common Punjabi phrases that has entered the nation's vocabulary is "chak de," which loosely translates, as we all know, as "go for it." I just want to say today, "Chak de Punjab." We in the Mahindra Group are with you every step of the way. Thank you very much.
Mr. Anand Mahindra, so glad that you could speak to us. We're happy now to be joined by Shri Kumar Mangalam Birla, Chairman of the Aditya Birla Group and an icon of the Indian industry. There's a slight technical glitch. We'll wait a couple of seconds and see if Mr. Birla can join us soon.
Chief Minister of Punjab, Shri Charanjit Singh Channi, Shri Manpreet Singh Badal, Finance Minister, Shri Gurkirat Singh Kotli, Industry and Commerce Minister, senior officials of the Punjab government, ladies and gentlemen, Sat Sri Akal and good afternoon to all of you. Firstly, I'm delighted to join all of you and address Progressive Punjab Investor Summit 2021. Punjab is indeed the story of partnership, delivery, and growth, as the theme of the summit aptly suggests. Punjab, as we know, is not only the rice bowl of India, but a land that has also produced an outstanding stock of farmers, soldiers, and athletes for the country. This is the state that historically led India's effort in becoming self-sufficient in food supplies. Its land resources and relatively strong infrastructure have helped Punjab remain ahead of the national average in terms of per capita income for several decades. Apart from strong supply chains of agricultural raw materials, Punjab has other competitive advantages, including its road and rail connectivity and the availability of power. The workforce in Punjab, as we know, is hardworking and entrepreneurial. The state has also emerged as a hub for many textile-based industries, sports goods, and some engineering industries as well. Of late, as we know, Mohali and the surrounding area is emerging as a major destination for IT and knowledge-based sectors and startups. It is evident to me that there is tremendous work that is being done to build a progressive Punjab with a strong agrarian economy, a robust manufacturing sector, and a thriving services sector as well. We at the Aditya Birla Group have a significant business presence in Punjab across several of our services and manufacturing businesses. We have a cement manufacturing unit at Bhatinda with an annual capacity of 1.75 million tons. On the services side, our apparel business and our financial services business have a large footprint with several retail outlets, and both of these businesses have a very important role to play in growing the affluence of the state of Punjab. Honorable Chief Minister, I'm also happy to share with you that we have recently committed fresh investments to the tune of 1,500 crores in your state to be spent over the next 2 years alone. This includes a 950 crore investment in paints and another 500 crores to set up a greenfield cement grinding unit in Rajpura. We are very excited to locate one of the main units of our upcoming paints business in Punjab near Ludhiana at the High-Tech Valley. This state-of-the-art manufacturing unit will serve the markets of Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, and Jammu and Kashmir. This manufacturing plant will have a capacity to produce 520 million liters per annum, which will evolve in phases. This project alone is estimated to give employment to about 500 people directly, as also to thousands indirectly, as I expect a clutch of industries like logistics, packaging, engineering services, and chemicals to benefit from the presence of this unit. The advent of our paints unit in Punjab will also assist and grow the services sector in the state, as we intend to engage, connect, and train the entire 1 lakh plus painter community in the region. Consequent to the large investment that we are making, we also envisage a substantial expansion of the dealer network in the state. So in sum, we look forward to the emergence of a strong ecosystem that will bring more prosperity to the state of Punjab. The manufacturing setup will be using industrial IoT or Internet of Things and other advanced technologies to have a fully connected plant. This unit could well serve as a template for Industry 4.0 in the region. I must acknowledge the tremendous support that we have received from your team, both at the PSICC as well as Invest Punjab. The entire administration has been very welcoming, and they engaged with us like a valued partner. I am really impressed by the fact that they have turned around our project in less than 3 months. At the end of the day, ease of doing business is about an experience, and our experience with the administration has been absolutely wonderful. I personally look forward to their continued support as we aim to start operations for our paints business in about 18 months from now. Given the concerted efforts of the various arms of the government and your dynamic leadership, I'm confident that Punjab's efforts to diversify the economy will be richly rewarded in the few coming years. My best wishes to Team Punjab. Thank you very much.
Mr. Kumar Mangalam Birla, thank you very much for your presence. Our next esteemed participant is Shri Lakshmi Nivas Mitta, Executive Chairman ArcelorMittal. He is a globally renowned steel magnate. Over to you, sir. Mike, please. We can't hear the audio, sir. Would the technical team like to also take a look? We have you on screen, sir, but we can't hear the audio. For Mr. Mittal.
It's unmute from this side.
We still can't hear him. Are you on mute by any chance, Mr. Mittal? Do you unmute yourself in case you are? Sir, can you hear me? Are you able to hear me? Okay. So we can't hear you. It's possible that you have your mute button on. Would you like to try again and say something? Maybe we can hear you. No, still no audio.
Request, sir.
Gurkirat Kotli ji, Excellencies, dignitaries, captains of industry, and officers working for the Punjab administration. It's my proud privilege and a pleasure to actually share the dais with you this morning. And thank you all for joining the Invest Punjab Summit. I must confess, before I came to the government, before I became finance minister, and I used to attend Government of Punjab meetings, the most boring part of any meeting used to be the finance minister's speech. So I promise that I will not prolong your agony. But having said that, these are very exciting times to be an Indian, and these are very exciting times to be a politician. You know, you could have been a politician from 1947 to 1992-93, where India was growing at, the GDP growth was about 3.5%, and your population was actually growing at 3%. So effectively, for half a century, India was not growing at all. And it is only after the early 90s when Dr. Manmohan Singh and Dr. Narasimha Rao introduced economic reforms in India and investment started coming in, that when India started growing at a rate of 9%, 8%, 7%, and the population growth actually dipped from 3% to 1.5%. And it's people like me then who started dreaming dreams which my grandfather's generation could have never dreamt of, which my father's generation could have never dreamt of. And those dreams were that one day India will join the community of nations as an honorable member, that one day people of India would live a life of dignity, a cultured life, a progressive life. And so these are very exciting times to be a politician and an Indian. Punjab has played a unique role in the history of the Indian subcontinent, a role which is completely disproportionate to our size and population. And a nation is defined not by the geography or the topography of a nation, but a nation is actually defined by the character and courage of its people. And if you read history, thousands of cities and thousands of states, they lie buried in the annals of history. But it is the name Punjab, having faced the fiercest challenges known to mankind. The name Punjab continues to exist. And over the centuries, Punjab has sent its finest sons in the face of great danger to protect the fine and ancient civilization of India. And all the Punjab has ever asked for in return is enough land to bury those sons who did not come back. And these are qualities, the qualities of sacrifice, the qualities of hard work, the qualities of courage. These are qualities which you cannot buy in the bazaars of Hindustan. These are qualities which come with the grace of God. And I'm reminded of a very famous poet of Punjab, Habib Jalib, and I will quote him in original, where he says, "Na raha chand sitaron ka main mohtaj kabhi." Sometimes, we are told that your destiny is controlled by the stars and the sun and the moon. But I've never been beholden to the stars. He says, "Na raha chand sitaron ka main mohtaj kabhi, apni mehnat ke maine sada ujale dekhe." तस्करा उसने लकीरों का वही छोड़ दिया जब नजूमी ने मेरे हाथों के छाले देखे. When the astrologer, when the soothsayer, he looked at my hands and he found that there were blisters on my hand. He stopped, he said, "This man has got a great future." So I must say, nothing is impossible for good men determined, and fortune is the ally of the brave. The task of my government is that of a canary, which guides the coal miners from the deepest recesses of the earth towards light. And I have no doubt that in the discharge of my duties, I will be supported by the population of Punjab and by the administration of Punjab. And someone who reflects anxiously and every day on the future of Punjab, I pledge that I will not be deflected from the path of prudence, and that I will not be deflected from the sacred trust which the people of Punjab have reposed in the government of Shri Charanjit Singh Channi. We want to win success and we want to eschew failure. And I am reminded that when I was a very young boy, having just completed my education in England, and I was coming back, and the cheapest flight from England was actually a Korean flight from Seoul, and there was a connection of 3 or 4 days, and I could only afford the Korean airline in those days. And while I was on the flight, there was actually the Olympic Games were going on in South Korea, and there was a lottery on the plane. And I won that lottery, and that lottery was that I got a ticket to watch the Olympic Games in the athletics stadium. And when I entered the stadium in the athletics, there was the finals of the 4 into 100 meter relay race for women. And the USA, which was participating in that race, and the US had never lost the relay ever since US started participating in the Olympics. They had never lost that race, because US women are actually very powerful women. But when the race started, one of the ladies, while she was handing on the baton to the next lady, accidentally that lady dropped the baton. And by the time she picked up the baton, the US had lost the race. So if as a student of history, Punjab has always been a beacon of light for this nation. And it is only in the last 70 years that Punjab, being less than 2% of India's landmass, yes, producing and participating in India's national economy, food security, national security, in a disproportionate kind of way. We were told that growing food grains and being an agricultural state, because food security is as important as national security. We were told that this is part of your national duty. Indians could not be waiting on the seashore for the next shipment of food grains. And for the last 70 years, that's what we've been doing. So I realized that Punjab is rather late in the party of investment. Some of the other states have actually stolen the thunder from Punjab. But we are determined to catch up. We are determined to pick up the baton and actually complete the race, and with honors if possible. And we also realize that, as far as Chief Minister Channi, there is a freshness in his attitude towards administration. And I was wondering why that would be. We are part of the same cabinet. And then I realized that actually he's the first Chief Minister of Punjab who was born in independent India. All the other chief ministers were born in colonial times. There's a different mindset of people who were born in colonial times, and there's a different mindset of so the torch has passed on to a new generation of politicians in Punjab, and I assure all the investors, I assure everybody that we will make every sacrifice. We will walk any distance, and we will bear any hardship so that Punjab could be prepared as one of the finest states for investment, and whatever it takes, willingly if possible, but kicking and screaming if required, we will progress Punjab. And for that, I pledge you and more. And can I just end again by a beautiful couplet by one of the greatest poets of Punjab, Allama Iqbal, where he says, "Is surk suraj se keh de koi, apni kirnon ko gin gin ke rakh le." Tell the suns, you can keep your rays to yourself. I don't need the sunlight. I don't need the warmth of the sun. He says, "Is surk suraj se keh de koi, apni kirnon ko gin gin ke rakh le." मैं अपने सहरा के जर्रे जर्रे को खुद चमकना सिखा रहा हूँ. I'm teaching the desert to shine by itself. And he says, मेरे इरादे करेंगे फितरत पर हुक्मरानी. That with my willpower, I'll actually bend the rules of nature. तो मेरे इरादे करेंगे फितरत पर हुक्मरानी. जहाँ फरिश्तों के पर है लर्जा, मैं उस बुलंदी पे जा रहा हूँ. Angels are supposed to fly. They're supposed to have wings. And where even angels cannot fly, that is where we want to take Punjab. And can I ask all the captains of industry, CEOs, dignitaries, excellencies, that we would be looking not only for your investments, but for guidance to propel Punjab to where it belongs, which is the #1 state of India. Thank you all very much, and Jai Hind.
Mr. Mittal, can you hear me now? I'm really hoping that you can. Can you?
I can hear you. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
We can't hear you.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. चनी जी, आप सुन पा रहे हैं कि नहीं? ओके, पहले क्षमा चाहता हूँ ये टेक्नोलॉजी इंटरप्शन के लिए. ऑनरेबल चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ पंजाब चन्नी जी, फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर बादल जी, Industries and Commerce Minister Kotli ji, and fellow industry leaders and delegates. Thank you for inviting me to attend the Progressive Punjab Investors Summit 2021. I am very delighted to participate. Punjab evokes a vision of green fields, justice people, and a vibrant culture. I hope it will always remain this way. Our natural capital is critical for a healthy and sustainable planet. But additionally, industrial growth is also now a major contributor to the state's economy. This has to be encouraged by the creation of a robust business climate supported by conducive policies and positive administrative support. Very positive steps have already been taken in this regard in Punjab, and this we have also heard from many of our colleagues, industry leaders. There is a good infrastructure framework providing connectivity by rail, road, and now air. The legal situation is supportive, and there is a surplus availability of power. This lays a good foundation for industrial prosperity, has contributed to Punjab being among the top investment destinations in the Honorable Chief Minister, much of this is down to your commitment and vision and the speed. Your result-oriented style has improved the ease of doing business in the state considerably. After speaking with you on the phone other day, I'm more excited about Punjab than ever. The state is very fortunate to have such a diligent and approachable leader with such passion for learning also. It is amazing that you have the time and energy to pursue a PhD degree as well as running the state. I can state with confidence that Punjab is one of the top investment destinations in the country in terms of infrastructure, including power, ease of doing business, good labor relations, availability of skilled manpower, and proximity to markets. HMEL, an equal joint venture between Navratna Public Sector Company, HPCL, and Mittal Energy Investment, has invested over 50,000 crores in Punjab in the last 10 years. We first set out to construct a state-of-the-art, energy-efficient 9 million tons refinery equipped with the latest technologies at Bathinda in 2008. It was the first oil and gas project set up in the state and is also the largest investment at a single location in Punjab. The new project would bring in 12 lakh tons of polyethylene production capacity, 5 lakh tons of polypropylene capacity, thus facilitating the development of a petrochemical hub in Punjab. Once commissioned, we expect Guru Gobind Singh polymer addition project to bring further positive socio-economic benefits to Punjab and the Bathinda region in particular. I can only congratulate the government and administration of Punjab for all the measures they have adopted so far to make the state a national champion for industrial growth. I'm sure you will continue to build on this already very strong foundation. Some other steps which could perhaps be considered. One is production link incentive scheme can be also introduced by the state similar to one launched by the center. Allowing change of land use from agriculture to industry through self-certification. And the third, for investment in oil refining, petrochemicals and chemicals, declaring the Malwa region a petroleum, chemical and petrochemical investment region to promote both domestic and foreign investment in this sector by creating integrated complexes comprising these three important and interdependent sectors of the industry in Punjab. We at HMEL are here to support, assist in whatever way we can. We are also acutely aware of the fact that while further industrialization is critical for India as it seeks to boost its economy, the world is also grappling with the challenge of climate change. We at HMEL want to ensure we do our bit. As a first step, we will reduce our carbon emissions by about 10% in the next 2 years after we commission our petrochemical complex. We are also starting to work on a long-term plan to achieve carbon neutrality.
all's well that ends well. We are truly pleased that you were able to join us, Mr. Mittal, and thank you for your presentation. Sardar Charanjit Singh Channi, Chief Minister, Punjab, ladies and gentlemen, is a man with huge grassroots experience and is deeply connected with the masses. He is very accessible and people feel at ease in his presence. He is the people's CM. With him at the helm, investors can be assured of even greater support and progressive policies. He is a man wedded to the concept of delivering whatever is promised. I'd now like to invite the Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Sardar Charanjit Singh Channi, to deliver his keynote address.
My dear cabinet colleagues, Amity Singh Badal ji, Gurkirat Singh Kotli ji, very distinguished guests from the industry and our respected foreign delegates, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. On this August occasion, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all those who have joined the event today. I welcome the distinguished ambassadors, business leaders, and delegates from different parts of the country. My special gratitude to all the international delegates who have joined us today from different time zones. Your presence is deeply appreciated. Sir, I want to say something for you all. The presence of sun, moon, and stars is important in my life. In the same way, your presence in Punjab is important. Sun and moon, stars, in the sky, and we need you. We have all learned new ways of interaction during the last 1.5 years. The Progressive Punjab Investors Summit is being led as part of our commitment to engage with the industry on a continuous basis. Now I would have been very keen to meet you all in person, but COVID-19 situation has restricted their travel and hence this virtual event today. I look forward to meet you all physically when the situation permits. Punjab has always your ideas that will help us build a roadmap for Punjab's future success story. The summit is also an opportune moment for us to share the reforms undertaken by the Punjab government to ensure true ease and low cost of doing business in the state. For us, industry and government are equal partners in making Punjab growth engine of the country. These aspects of partnership, delivery and growth also actively define the theme of this year's summit. Ladies and gentlemen, I will talk of a partnership between government and industry, where both are equal partners. The industry not only sits alongside the government for consultation, but where it has a decisive before it got approved by the cabinet and notified by the government. The industries representative on various committees have a right to vote, a right to dissent, a right to decision. It is this partnership that has served us well in the last 5 years, where states has been able to take meaningful strides towards industrialization and rapid growth of industry in the state. The world has been seen deeply turbulent times recently. The times were indeed challenging for the one and all, but I am very pleased to share that it has rendered this partnership even stronger. On the day of the announcement of the national lockdown, on 23rd March 2020, Punjab was manufacturing 0 PPE kits, and within 60 days, Punjab had around 54 manufacturing of PPE kits. This was no mean task. The product was new, the technology was new, raw material supplies and transportation were distributed across the country. Licenses and certifications were required from lab situation about 3,000 kilometers away of Tamil Nadu. All this was made possible due to the great spirit of industry and support of the government, truly reflective of the great partnership. I thank the industry for raising the occasion and delivering when it mattered the most. I am pleased to share that the industry of Punjab has adopted the national trend and has rather gone for new investments and expansions even during COVID times. The state has attracted investment from Italy, France, UAE, Denmark, and USA in the last 1.5 years. It is testament to the strong fundamental of the state. I am very happy to share that Punjab is amongst the top 10 states in India in attracting foreign direct investments. I am proud to share that the state of Punjab has attracted an investment of over 1 lakh crore in the last 4.5 years. And this is not the figure of revenues entered in the state. This is actual investment that has shown in the state in various sectors. All this has been possible due to the trusted placed by the global and Indian investors in Punjab. I am very happy to share many of the homegrown industries has shown repeated faith in Punjab and are expanding rapidly in the state. Mr. Rajinder Gupta has announced to invest in the state today. Similarly, groups as Ardman, International Tractors, Oswal have also invested in the state in last few years. The Indian corporates have also chosen to expand their footprints in the state. I must also acknowledge with a sense of pride that the state has received investment from over 12 countries in the last 5 years. Such investments have flown from various continents and countries like Japan, USA, Germany, UK, UAE, South Korea, and many others. As you all know, what we Punjabis are global citizens. We are present in every part of the globe. I am happy to see that Punjab is reversing that trend in the same way. From becoming global citizens, the state has now become a hub for global companies to invest and run the operations. It is my earnest dream to ensure that the global footprints keep on increasing and we continue to attract more global investments from all across the world. We inspire the further improvement over rank from top 10 to becoming top 5 states in the country in terms of attracting FDIs. Punjab's industry has come of age and has become global competitive now. We house the world's single largest integrated tractor manufacturing unit under one roof. International Tractors Limited, it has collaborated with ANB India. I am very pleased to have Mr. Kaju Nuri, MD ANB India, among the speakers today. We host one of the India's largest petroleum refinery in private sector, HMEL. It gives me great satisfaction to note that in spite of COVID pandemic, the work on the $3 billion expansion project did not halt for a single day. The recent expansion project is proceeding as per schedule. Mittal Saab, your project is like a dream come true for Punjab. You are a true gem in the industrial crown of the Punjab. Mittal Saab, I want to request you that if there is any issue relating to your company, your group with the Punjab government, I request you to send your officers to contact me and we will settle each and every issue if there is any. We have ITC, biggest food processing unit of North India. Mr. Sanjeev Puri has been an angel for the farmers and people of the Punjab. Food processing remains our core focus, Sanjeev ji. I thank you for reposing faith in Punjab. We would like to see your footprint grow even further. We also host the second largest forging and manufacturing unit in India, Happy Forging. It also supplies to industry leaders like Ashok Leyland of Hinduja Group. Prakash ji has been a long time friend of Punjab. Prakash ji, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਅੱਜ ਬੜੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਬੋਲੀ। ਬਹੁਤ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਕਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਲੇਲੈਂਡ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੜਾ ਕਮਾਇਆ, ਬੜੀ ਸੈਰ ਕਰਾਈ। आज अगर पंजाबी वर्ल्ड वाइड ट्रांसपोर्टर है तो वो टाटा, महिंद्रा और लेलैंड के कारण है। तो आज पूरे वर्ल्ड में पंजाबियों का ट्रांसपोर्ट में नाम है। तो आई थैंक यू वेरी मच। आज आप यहाँ आए और पंजाबी भी सुनाई अपनी, और प्यार जो आपने दिखाया पंजाबियों के प्रति, आई एम थैंकफुल टू यू। We also host the second largest Sun Pharmaceutical Limited has made Punjab proud by producing medicines for the industry and world. Liji has always been kind to share his experiences of Punjab with investors. He is trusted and true brand ambassador of Punjab. Thank you, Dilip ji. Trident Group is a major supplier of products of Walmart. Their commitment to quality is world class. I thank my friend Mr. Gupta in reposing faith in Punjab and committing further investment in the state. Gupta ji, we are proud of you. Even Punjabis are proud of you. Punjab-based Hero Cycle have truly emerged heroes of global cycle industry. They are now suppliers of bicycles for UK Prime Minister's second billion proud program called Cycling and Walking Drive. जब हम छोटे थे तो हीरो साइकिल ही होता था। हीरो साइकिल लेकर हम अपने आप को ये समझते थे यार हीरो पे सैर कर रहे हैं। तो हीरो ने पंजाब को बहुत कुछ दिया है। मैं हीरो वालों का धन्यवाद करता हूं। I am pleased to note that Mr. Sanjeev Mehta has also joined us today. All this would not have been possible without the great Punjabi spirit and conducive ecosystem in the state. Punjab offers competitive factors of production and keep your operating costs low. We have ample availability of skilled manpower with no restrictions on domicile. We offer unparalleled connectivity by all modes of transport, rail, road, and air. We have been ranked second in India on ease of logistic index. We are one of the few states that is connected to both rails, are among the least in the country, and quality of product is very good. State has developed a land bank of 6,000 acres with plug and play facilities. We have created an efficient skill development ecosystem with an effective role of the industry. Punjab Skill Development Mission has revamped itself to cater the skills on industry. The state has been also created enabling environment for institutions of excellence. Almost all institutes of the national importance such as IIT, IIM, ISB, AIIMS, etc. are present in the state. The state is open to bringing the latest and the best in the country. We have rolled out red carpet for top-ranking institutes such as Laksha, Amity in the state. Dr. Atul Chauhan, Vice Chancellor, Amity University, has been able to deliver his project in the record time. Atulji, I assure you that you will fall in love with the Punjab when you operationalize your project. To offer cutting-edge research and technologies in the state, we have collaborated with the best in the world and set up several centers of excellence in collaboration with foreign countries. I have the honor of virtually hosting His Excellency Mr. Suzuki today. We would like to develop a hub of Japanese companies in Punjab. Excellency, I thank you for Japanese continuous engagement with Punjab. Punjab has taken several path-breaking reforms. The entire reform process has been carried out as per demands of the industry. One of the industry's key demands was to put an end to Inspector Raj. We listened to you and have taken discretions away from the officers and implemented the center inspection system. It allows random selection of units and officers' computers for inspection. We have a law which has fixed timelines for grant of clearance. However, we have gone to a step further and allowed for granting demand clearances. Unlike other states, we do not refer the matter of granting deemed clearance to any senior officer or committee. It is granted automatically by the computer system if the stipulated time for giving clearance is over. We place great trust in our industry. Hence, enacted the Punjab Rights to Business Act 2020. Any new MSME can set up business in the state simply on the basis of self-certification. The unit is not subjected to regular inspection for 3 years. Based on the industry feedback, we have created our own state groundwater authority. Now industry does not need to go to the central body, which used to take lot of time and energy. We have seen that many states have tried to reduce compliances burden. However, on the one hand, states were reducing the burden, and on the other hand, departments or agencies were adding new compliances on their own, defeating the purpose of reforms. Well, Punjab has sorted this completely. We have frozen the number of NOCs required for granting clearance and approvals for with different services. No department or government agency can add to this list of NOCs without bringing it to the Council of Ministers and strict scrutiny by all. Punjab Anti-Red Tape Act 2021 is a path-breaking reform, the first and one of its kind in India. The law mandates all departments to reduce the compliance burden of business and business service by a minimum 50%. All the services have to be provided through online portal. We are committed to providing our industries an environment where they can conduct business freely without any fear. We have curtailed the powers of inspectors to launch criminal proceedings against industrial units. Before starting any criminal action, the matter has to be sent to the multi-member committee of secretaries. The committee checks if the violation is serious enough to warrant criminal action or is a genuine mistake. We understand the multiple touch prints in the state are a big hurdle for investors. The Invest Punjab Business First portal provides more than 156 clearances in a faceless manner. Invest Punjab, our one-stop office, has been given all powers to grant clearance of different departments from this single office. The investors need not to go to any office or agency for clearance. I am thankful to Mr. Deepak Bagla and his team for helping us and guiding us to improve our system. I am happy to share that our Invest Punjab has been rated the top performer agency in the country. We have further extended the concept and have set up district bureaus to facilitate investors at the district level. I am greatly thankful to Sidhu Jain for joining us today. We work with Government of India on various issues. We seek their support in helping us to undertake more reforms. We have done a fair amount of groundwork. It has borne good results. Punjab has attained top ranking in many fields. Education, rank 1. Safety and legal environment, rank 1. Human capital, rank 4 in Niti Aayog. Health, rank 5 in Health Index. I sincerely believe that learning and improving is a continuous work. Moreover, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. We may have done many things, but were they good enough to attract you? When I see the confidence and trust imposed by the business leaders and visionaries like you, it gives me strength to work harder. We are privileged to have Shri N.K. Mittal ji, Shri Kumar Mangalam ji, Birla, Shri Anand Mahindra ji. Mahindra ji, we are very proud of you. Your one unit is just in my constituency, in Kharad. हमारे पंजाबी महिंद्रा के ट्रैक्टर पर बैठकर बहुत खुश होते हैं। तो ये पंजाब के एग्रीकल्चरिस्ट को आपने जो देन दी है, जिस तरीके से आपने यहाँ यूनिट लगाए हैं, मैं उसके लिए आपका धन्यवाद देता हूँ आपको। एंड वी आर वेरी प्राउड ऑफ यू। श्री हर्षपति सिंघानिया जी, you are with us today. It is our honor that you have chosen Punjab for your recent investments. Our government will work alongside your teams to ensure rollout of your commercial operations in a record time. Not only you, but even your site team, which is implementing your project, is welcome to come and meet me anytime without prior appointment. Mr. Rajat Agarwal, CEO, Investment Punjab, will coordinate with your team when required. Friends, I have come from a very humble background. I have gone through the grill of day-to-day challenges faced by a common man. I have first-hand knowledge of their problems. I have seen this aspiring young generation of Punjab which wants to do something big. I am committed to fulfill their dreams, and I cannot do this without you. Without your support, you are the wealth creator in the society. You are the source of opportunities that the youth of Punjab want. You have the capital, you have the risk-taking capacity, and you have the business ideas. I have the will, I have the intent, and I have the commitment. I give my commitment to you all today that our government will work with you at every step to see that nothing from the government hinders your speed or create hurdle in your business plans. I have zero tolerance for corruption, political or bureaucratic, zero tolerance for delays, zero tolerance for negative attitude, zero tolerance for entail. I am committed to play a role of a true facilitator. We are facilitator. We want to facilitate you. Come in Punjab. We are waiting for you. I am confident that Punjab will live up to your expectations as the best place to do business in India. My colleague मनप्रीत सिंह बादल बड़े अच्छे शेर बोलते हैं, 2-4 शेर आज भी इन्होंने सुनाए और बहुत अच्छी स्पीच भी की. बेस्ट फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर है हमारे पास. बहुत ही ऑनेस्ट और इंटेलिजेंट और पढ़े लिखे इंसान है. पंजाब के लिए दर्द है, पंजाब के लिए सोच. ये मेरी खुशकिस्मती है कि मेरे पास जो टीम है, जो मेरे साथ मिनिस्टर्स हैं, हालांकि कई मेरे से सीनियर हैं. हमारा इंडस्ट्री मिनिस्टर बहुत बड़ी और अच्छी फैमिली से है और बहुत अच्छी सोच रखते हैं. I have a very good team of officers to facilitate the industrialists, to facilitate the investors. उन्होंने शेर सुनाया एक पंजाब के लिए है. हिंदुजा जी आप भी सुन लें कि चलते फिरते हुए महताब दिखाएंगे तुम्हें. चलते फिरते हुए महताब दिखाएंगे तुम्हें. महेंद्रा जी आप तो पंजाब के हो, हमारा दिल हो, आप में पंजाब का दिल धड़कता है. चलते फिरते हुए महताब दिखाएंगे तुम्हें, हमसे मिलना कभी, पंजाब दिखाएंगे तुम्हें. चांद हर छत पे है, कर रहे हो, बहुत धन्यवाद। हिंदुजा जी, आप लेलैंड जैसी और अच्छी गाड़ियां बनाए, पंजाब को बड़ा फ्यूचर दिया आपकी लेलैंड गाड़ियों ने। जितने आज आप लोग आए हैं, आपने पंजाब को बहुत कुछ दिया है। वी आर थैंकफुल टू यू। मैं आपका धन्यवाद करता हूं और अपेक्षा करता हूं कि आप इस दिशा में आगे बढ़ेंगे और अपने साथी जो पंजाब में आना चाहते हैं उनको लेकर आएंगे। हम आपको अच्छा माहौल देंगे। कोई आप इन्वेस्टमेंट करने की सोचें, मेरे ऑफिसर आपके पास आ जाएंगे, एक पूरी टीम, डेडिकेटेड टीम आपके साथ लगा दूंगा। कहीं आपने एनओसी लेने नहीं जाना, कहीं CLU लेने नहीं जाना, कोई आपको टैक्स इंस्पेक्टर नहीं आएगा आपके पास। मेरी टीम आपके दफ्तर में आकर बैठकर सारी क्लियरेंसेस सब कुछ करके देगी। बाद में हम आपको फैसिलिटेट करेंगे हर तरीके से। सो पंजाब एक सुंदर जगह है, पंजाब एक विशाल जगह है, एक सुंदर हृदय है पंजाब के पास, दिल है, और हम आपकी सपोर्ट चाहते हैं और अच्छे इन्वेस्टर्स को इनवाइट करते हैं, आओ, ताकि हम आपके साथ मिलकर आपके फ्यूचर में अपना फ्यूचर देखकर एक अच्छा पंजाब आगे बढ़ा सकें, एक अच्छा पंजाब बिल्ड कर सकें। थैंक यू वेरी मच। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister, sir. And now this afternoon's virtual plenary will now come to a close with a vote of thanks by Shri Tejveer Singh, Principal Secretary, Industries and Commerce, Punjab.
Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of today's plenary session of the 4th Progressive Punjab Investment Summit, I have the very pleasant duty to present a vote of thanks and to acknowledge the presence and participation of all the attendees today. The summit has given us an opportunity to showcase what we have done and to listen to the views of leading captains of Indian industry to renew our commitment to creating a conducive business environment in the state. Allow me to begin by thanking our very distinguished leaders of industry who have joined us here and shared their thoughts on this occasion. My special thanks are due to our largest investor, Mr. Lakshmi Mittal of ArcelorMittal, who has joined us from the UK despite the early hour of the morning there. I also thank all the other speakers and our very distinguished leaders of industry, Mr. Kumar Mangalam Birla, Mr. Anand Mahindra, Mr. Sanjeev Puri, Mr. Prakash Hinduja, Mr. Sanjeev Mehta, Mr. Harshpati Singhania, Mr. Dilip Sanghvi, Mr. Kazunori Ajiki, and Dr. Atul Chauhan, both for their words of encouragement and sage advice. I assure you all that your suggestions will be duly taken note of by the state government. Special thanks are due to Mr. Rajinder Gupta of Trident for not only addressing us from here in ISB, but for also announcing a 2,000 crore expansion plan on this historic occasion. I also acknowledge with gratitude the presence and participation of His Excellency Ambassador Satoshi Suzuki-san, and for underscoring his commitment to further deepening the growing business ties between Japan and Punjab. I thank Mrs. Sumita Davra, Additional Secretary, DPIT, for joining us and for addressing the attendees. We do miss Mr. Anurag Jain, who could not make it due to some last-minute urgent commitments. A special word of thanks to Mr. Deepak Bagla, CEO Invest India, who has always been most supportive of the state government in all our initiatives and for providing a strategic perspective to the state's efforts. It is now my turn to thank Honorable Chief Minister Sardar Charanjit Singh Channi who has been the driving spirit behind the investment summit and has taken time out from his busy schedule, not only today, but many times earlier in the run-up to this event. Sir, your address to the business leaders who have joined us today virtually will reinforce state government's strong commitment to further improving the business environment in the state and to ensure stability and continuity in our policies. I thank our Finance Minister, Mr. Manpreet Singh Badal, and our Industry and Commerce Minister, Mr. Gurkirat Singh, for their address and reiterating the state's strong focus on industry, business, and employment. I also thank the State Chief Secretary, Mr. Anirudh Tiwari, for outlining the broad vision for the state. Sir, it is a matter of special pride for all of us that you are the founder CEO of Invest Punjab and played a pioneering role in making the agency what it is today. Lastly, allow me to express my deep gratitude to the entire team of Invest Punjab, ably led by Mr. Rajat Agarwal, CEO, and all the officers of the state government who have worked extremely hard over the past few months to make this event possible.